I should just close this door a bit. There. Now it's just us. Okay, so I'm doing simulcasting. I think I should put you over here too. So I'm just like this. Is that good? Let's see. You know what I decided to drink this morning? I still have my coffee, y'all. But I also had cloves and cinnamon. Now my friend tells me this is what I'm supposed to drink now. This is all of it. Milo. I don't know what it's doing. If this isn't one of the challenges, then I'm not gonna do it over there. Happy Friday. Grand Rising, people. It's 8 a.m. here in California. Milo, no. No. Go away from me with that. Sorry. Let's see. Let's start over here. So we're going to talk about Married to Medicine first. I do believe Married to Medicine first. Wow, and I have so many pictures that it's very far back. I did have 60. I'm telling on myself. I had like 64 pictures, okay? So when I went to go get the other thumbnail, I was like, I have to like go into the thing. Hi, J Bowie. Let's see. So yeah, well, we could do some current things. Let's do this first, okay? Because I love a little hot topics and stuff. Let's see, did I put it over here? Yeah, let's look at this. It's Happy Friday. Thanks for coming through the LRGA Curves. Huh. Make sure you smash that like button, smash the subscribe button, and ring my bell. Ring my bell so you can get notified next time I upload a video. I find that moving my lips in different ways like this helps me do different accents and hit higher notes or lower notes. Do you guys recognize that too? I don't know. My friend told me because I can do all these different accents that I could probably sing, and I was like, you're right. Happy Friday, you guys. So, this isn't coffee. This is cloves and cinnamon. But here, let me show you guys some really good news. You want to see some good news before we get into all of it? Let me back you guys up. I feel like you guys are like, not that there's anything wrong with that. Let me get my whipped beef tallow. I got it as a free sample from that place over in the Tic Tac. Oh yeah, let me get over here. Okay, yeah, let's start with that. Oh, can we make me smaller? What the fuck? What? That's huge. Oh, you might have to go over here. Can you hear me now? Can you still hear me from over there? Because that's like invasive. I was just saying that me and Yoda's head is the same size. Let me show you. Let me show you. We got a lot going on this morning. So my my dad, rest in peace, you know, his day is coming up. And so I don't know how his picture happened over on my little thing over there. And this is him with my son, right? And so, oops. And so I hope it's in this one. Do I have to go out of here too? I do. Okay, we're starting with the good news. Good news. Did you guys know that Patti LaBelle did this? That's the first picture we're putting up, Larger. Larger, 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 larger. Wait, it could be a. Where's she at? Where's she go? What'd she say? Oh, here it is. Bam, 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 bam. Okay, so yeah, there are some other things I could be doing right now, but I feel like being here with you guys because I owe you and I love you. I love you and I owe you. And I've been talking a lot about Love Island lately, and things have been getting a little messy over there. And it started off like, you know, a very excellent fandom, and there is still an excellent cluster of us that are true VanCarthens in my heart, you know what I'm saying? But there was some stuff that made Nick post him and Jake's friendship. And they've been friends for years. There's no way that anything with Molly happened. No way. None. Zilch. Zero. And you people over here in the YouTube have no idea what's been happening over in the TikTok, Twitter, in the what's it called, threads. Notice they all start with T. I'm noticing where the mess is all starts with T. Look, and I hear that for feng shui reasons, if you have an opportunity to buy a house at the T, like in your house is the right here, like your house is this line right here, like that's your house, that's not very good feng shui, you guys. So maybe that's why things that would start with T have so much trauma and toxicity. Oh, look, those start with T too. Milo, if you don't get you away from me, move, 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 go, go. I love you. Go over there. So, there's a lot going on this morning. So, you guys made Nick post like 48 pictures with him and Jake because you guys were talking about Molly. I feel like that might be one of his nonverbal responses, which I love. I love their nonverbal responses. You know what I'm saying? Because even if they said something, somebody could say something about that. So why say anything? Just do a nonverbal. They hate us because they ain't us. Post you and Jake are real friends. You know what I'm saying? And there'll be no treachery. So anyway, I was telling you guys about how my dad's rest in heaven's death day is coming up. And I was saying how over here on the TikTok, I feel like the circumference of my head taking up the entirety of this picture behind me is making me feel like, you know, it made me think about what I said this morning to Son, which was who put Bobbin over by Yoda? Is that because we all got the same size head? It's a good thing I can laugh about it, right? But look, we all got the same size head. Like the circumferences happening. There's big brain things happening too. So don't be scared. Don't be confused. Big brain things happening in these circumferences. So anyway, shout out, rest in heaven. Sunday is his day that he left the playing field and went to eternity. Yoda, I love baby Yoda. Yoda would have something good to say right now. And that's all I have to say about it. So anyway, okay, to the people that love a good Yoda. You can sit right there now. He usually sits back over there. Yesterday was so crazy. And that's why I decided to filter. This is a filtering session. Because last week, remember VanCarthens? I brought us, if any VanCarthens, I didn't even put nothing about VanCarthen over here on even the thumbnail. because I didn't want to get you over here with all under false pretenses. Because while we'll be talking about some VanCarthen things, I'm also thinking that I'm also thinking that let me see, yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Yes, that's what happens when you go vertical. Horizontal is the way to go. Vertical, the crazies come out. So anyway, so that was my thing about how I even had to bring up Baby Yoda. And so over here in YouTube, you have no idea. I did bring the mess to you last week when something happened and some more drama happened and the people were going at it. And we found out there was ops among us because there were so many willing and waiting and willing to see something wrong with Nick and anything that any and everything that he does. Not just anything, but any and everything. It could just, it'd be one thing if it was just anything, but them are not so any and everything. Any and everything, like they're every motherfucking where, okay? With the mess that they bring, okay? And we're just trying to support. We're just look, they got me stuttering. You guys know I have a stutter. Okay. And I used to not be able to pronounce my R's good, so some of that might slip out. So anyway, they had us all the way. They had us all the way twisted last week. So then we calmed down, right? And we get very little from them. Well, no, Nick is actually Nick is really good about keeping us in the loop. He's excellent. He actually will get in trouble about keeping us in the loop with some stuff. Okay. And so he has been dropping the heck of snaps. He did his live DJ set and I was going to post it, but for some reason on my phone, it was like laggy. The whole thing was laggy on the phone I was trying to record on. I was like, is this a sign? Because the other phone was working fine, but I couldn't record on that phone. So I was like, oh, did they put like software in here to finally get me? Right? Because, or else I would have brought that to you. And then plus, I don't have rights to the music that he was jamming to. He put, you're free to do what you want to do. You got to live your life and do what you got to do. Because you're free, yeah, to do what you want to do. Woo! When he dropped that, the second song, I was like, Nick knows what's up on 120 plus. I was like, Nick. And then plus I was like, Nick. I was like, what are we, 160? What are we, 160 in this piece? I was like, but this is cool. This is cool, Nick. He was like, we're free to do what you gotta do. You got to live your life. It was like hell fast. So, your girl is used to a good 120. That's my house flow. 120. You're free at regular speed. Okay? Which is 120. But I'm positive Nick was on some 160 or 140 or 150 even. I don't know. I didn't have my little thing out. But anyway, so he had his live with GoDaddy, sponsored by GoDaddy, and we broke the site. I'm pretty sure we crashed the site because I immediately, as a VanCarthen, went and did what Mr. VanCarthen said to do, which was go to godaddy.com/Nick Vance and enter your name and see what's up, what's happening, what's up. Right? He said, do it. And I did it. And I got in one time. Because your girl got many names. So I got in one time. And the rest of the time it was like, oh, this site not available. This site not available. This site not available. Did that happen to anybody else? And then even while he was doing it, he was like, oh, well, okay. He was waiting for it to come up. And it took a little long in some places, but it was really cool. So, like I said, I would have brought that to us over here on the YouTube streets because I know a lot of you guys don't like being tracked by TikTok. I know it. Love you, TikTok. I'm scared. No. Anyway. So I would have brought that to you, like I said. But you wouldn't have been able to hear nothing. You would have just seen Nick talking Well, his mouth moving and nothing coming out, which we wish could happen for some other people. I know. I know. Maybe me included. Who knows? And if hey, thanks for coming through. Smash the buttons, tap the screen. Let's get in the Friday scene. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Yeah. So, let's get to it. I would love to share with you guys some excellent news. I had no idea our girl, Patti LaBelle, the Grand Dame Queen Diva herself, the incomparable Patti LaBelle did this. Patti LaBelle opened the first 100% free homeless hospital. She funded the entire hospital with 78 million from her foundation and music royalties. And then wait, do I have the part what it says after that? Because I think I only took a picture of this. But in the other part, it said that it will continue from future royalties to fund this free hospital, you guys. Can we give it up for excellence? Can we give it up for philanthropy? Can we give it up for wellness? Can we give it up for, the least among us? Can we give it up? Can we give it up? Hey, what's good? Oh, I bet that person didn't mean to come up. Yeah. So let's see. They're using his friendliness against him. Yeah, they're always doing some BS. So I can show you the pictures that he did in response, but I did want to start with some excellent news. Isn't that an excellent Yes Patty moment? Thank you, J Bowie. Oh my God. I haven't been live in a while, so I don't have a mod right now. But yeah, that's what you get in the vertical over there in the YouTube. The only way to do it over here in TikTok is the vertical way. So yeah, there's that. Okay. Yeah, isn't that great, you guys? Look at that. Looking beautiful as ever. Now, I did have the pleasure of, for Mother's Day this year, 2025, of going with Mama Curves to, let me put this on Do Not Disturb. Oh, let's see. Over here. What's good, Charlie? Happy Friday. What's good, Fab Chick? Yes, we love Patty. Bad and Bougie, thanks for coming through. Melissa, it is amazing. It is. Brittany, thanks for coming through. Fab Chick, we already said hello. Ray Ray's in the house. Happy Friday. Mirror, mirror. Exactly. Yeah, it was crazy yesterday. Like, that was a lot. So, okay, TikTok. I keep having to tell YouTube what's going on. And a lot of it, I was on that live for a long time and I was doing other things. I was like on phone calls and just letting that play over there and then I would turn it back up and I would add some conversation. Probably sounded crazy because I hadn't been listening for like the last minute while I was on the other call, because I, unlike other people, when I get a call while I'm on a live, I mute that shit. Okay? So I was on mute doing my thing, being part of the community. So anyway, I was like, I came back up and I turned the shit up and they were talking about how there's a fucking group text. There's a group text of haters. They're VanCarthens haters. They're VanCarthens haters. They're VanCarthens haters. And they got a group text. And in this group text, they were doing a coordinated plan to attack at certain times right after Nick's live. We should do it. And then they were like, or should we do it right before Nick's live? And then they'd settled on the time to start dropping propaganda and misinformation. You guys, I was like, where the fuck are we? House of Cards? That's crazy. See, close. Just some cloves and cinnamon and hot water. Yes. Okay. So what else happened? It was just beyond crazy. Charlie, yes. P, Brittany, let's see, T Gray, Shakira, Christina, right on. Thank you guys for coming through. Yeah, it was the screenshots. They had actual, I don't know who got how they got the screenshots. Like, I'm like, how'd you get the screenshots though? Like, that was my question, the subline question to the person that brought them to where I was. I was like, how'd you end up with them? Like, because that's or who's the freaking mole in the group chat that would have gave them to a person outside of the group that could then bring them to everybody and let them know what kind of dirt is really happening and the depths to which these motherfuckers will go. Like, I do this stuff for fun. Like, it's my pleasure bringing us this information and building community with like minds and just having a conversation. You know, just having a conversation. Oh, that would be as long as your mother. Yeah, that's how long. I'm sorry. Okay, so yeah, where's my mod? God, please let a mod come to over here. They were true fans doing a lot to let people know what was happening. Yeah, I'm like, but okay, so then there's an op among them, and there's obviously, we found out last week about the ops within our own community, and we've had that pointed out very clearly as to how that is looking, right? So we know what's up. And when that information was brought over there, I'm like, oh my God, thank God for that person that brought it over here, because they didn't know they was giving it to a person that was going to go. I bet that's what happened. Or they knew and wanted out. Was that person's call for help that they shared those screenshots? That's crazy. That's crazy. Why even be a part? Look, there's so many ops anywhere. So that means that there's ops over there in that faction. It's to bring it to us so that we can know that there's ops everywhere. Mommy. 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 Oh my God. So, okay. What's happening? Is it crazy on your YouTube? Yeah, oh my God. The YouTube, when you go vertical live on YouTube, Charlie, it brings out the people that are, you know, for some reason. I don't know if it's like an algorithm thing. It doesn't matter what we're talking about over here, you know? But it's not crazy for like anti-VanCarthens stuff. It's not that kind of crazy. Not at all. You know? Yeah. What's good, cheeky baby? What's good, Daisy? Now they're trying to delete their accounts or change their usernames. Damn clankers. Damn clanker behavior. How do you create a new account so fast unless you have clanker behavior? You know a clanker is a bot. A rage baiting bot. And I used to watch Housewives. Oh my God, look, that's the first time I said used to, just so easily like that. Used to watch Housewives all the time over there in the Bravo streets. And Lisa Rinna, trying to save herself, threw Patrick Summers under the bus that year. Remember when Garcelle's sons were getting those racist attacks from, they decided it was from racist bots. And then they decided to try to find out who was behind the attack order from the racist bots. And it all went back to the lip licker Diana. Remember? It went back to the lip licker Diana and ultimately Lisa Rinna. And remember how Patrick Summers came out from his very now quiet account. And he was like, and this is how it's done. He went live and he was like, and this is how it's done. Lisa came to me and he's like, here's her GPS on the way to my house. He was dropping like that kind of receipt footage, okay? And then he was like, and here's her order. I want hate. And then he was like, and now it was like we could decide, is it 25 messages a minute? Is it 25 messages an hour? Do you want him to include like how far do you want us to go with this hate rage bait? And put the order up. It still took a season or so to get Lisa Rinna off of that thing, you know. But he divulged that there's very many peoples involved in the creation of rage bait bots. That you identify them. Grand Rising Anate. Yes. Morning Daisy. Yeah, it's crazy. So I was trying to be like, do a filter for the VanCarthens of it all. And also do some other stuff. So I usually do like, you know, Bravo stuff. And then I told you guys over here on TikTok how then I came into Love Island was because okay. So the reason I have a channel is so I could do my point of view, and that's bias automatic. That's automatic bias implied by the definition of why you can have a channel. So when people come and they're like, oh, don't be biased. I'm like, you're in the wrong place, bitch. These are my thoughts. This is what I'm thinking today about the situation. And I'm open to a discussion, but it doesn't mean like you can just come over here and like just tell me how to motivate my neurons and organize them in an appropriate way so that you're somehow not offended, triggered, or some other bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Because to each his own. So, okay, let me tell you the truth about this beef tallow. Because I don't have a thing with them. So I'm just going to let you know. But on the other stuff, well, I would still let you know. I would let you know. So see how this stuff goes on really nice? And you can kind of see there's like that, like, you can see. There's like a sheen kind of thing happening. See? So that's this Lope whipped tallow honey balm. See? And it's available over there on the TikTok somewhere. But I love how it goes on. But then in about 15 minutes, it's like I didn't put nothing on. But you know, I actually feel like melanated skin goes on anything that started white. Just sucks it up, you know, and leaves no trace. Like if they have this in an ointment base that maybe was, or butter base. A butter base. Because butters melt. Because like, you know how cocoa butter and shea butter do good on our skin? Yeah, so a butter base could probably do a lot. Thank you. Hearts back. Right on. Happy Friday. Bad and bougie. Right on. So, okay. So Miss Patti LaBelle, again, for the people who just got here, she opened the first 100% free homeless hospital funded with $78 million from her foundation and music royalties. And the music royalties in the future, like beyond the time, you know, in like perpetuity, probably to the trust foundation thing that she has set up, will continue to fund this hospital, you guys. So, hey, government shutdowns aside, you don't have no insurance, no serve you here, nothing like that. Nope, not happening today, bitch. Not today, Satan. So give it up to Patti. That's a very angel-y thing to do. Oh, no. Oh, yeah, it's like this. Angelese. Okay, so speaking of angels, Heavenly's angels. I am a Heavenly's angel, you guys, believe it or not. Yes, my sweet self. As sweet as I am, I can be a little messy sometimes. And as it turns out, I love Dr. Heavenly. As you may or may not know, I'm a Heavenly's Angel. I'm not the founder, nor am I a registered, like there's no registration needed anyway. But I do go for Dr. Heavenly, and I see that everybody, everything of it. So today we were going to finally get to my review of the first two episodes, dos episodes of Married to Medicine. Just a filter, because it's a lot. It's been a lot, you know? My kids call it, what do they call it? Brain freeze, brain rot? That's what it's called, brain rot. So this is the adult brain rot. Okay? This is going to be some adult brain rot. For a lot of people. Because, yeah, maybe you're not doing right on. Thank you, Charlie. Maybe you're not doing Love Island. Maybe you're not doing Married to Medicine. Maybe you have no idea what I'm talking about. So we're just going to kind of veg out together. And I'm going to throw in some other stuff for us now and again, of course. Because I like to keep it hot the way with you guys, the way I had to keep it hot with husband. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So let's just give us this for a minute. We love them. We love them. We're waiting for you guys to post some more stuff. Waiting. Okay? And in anticipation of the waiting, we also have, you guys, in TikTok, you guys might take this as crazy. So I'll go backwards before I go forwards. Okay, so this is, who's it's called, and Jake. This is Nick and Jake. He was posting pictures of him and Jake everywhere. They've traveled the world together. I like that picture. Where is this? So I feel like this was his nonverbal response to... I feel like this is his nonverbal response to all that Molly gate. There's always a gate over here in VanCarthens. That's how you know we're on to greatness, okay? Because they only do the gate level type, deep state, have a group text, okay? Have a freaking group text with times, coordination, discussion about the appropriate time to launch attacks against freaking Nick and Olandria. You guys. So, and then they kept saying during his live, they were like, where's Molly? How's Molly? How's Molly? And I thought they were talking about MDMA. Because of the music, right? Kind of the scene sometimes. Sometimes that's just can go together. But I don't think that's what anything is like that's happening. But that's the Molly I thought they was talking about because I wasn't in the know. I wasn't in the loop. So I had no idea. I was like, oh, yeah, he doesn't present like he does any type of that type of stuff. So why do they keep asking about Molly? And then plus it wasn't capitalized, dumbasses. A lot of the time it wasn't even capitalized. So now I'm really thinking like, oh, I didn't think it was a name. Another clove. I only had 7 in there. That's 4. 5. Okay. So he was posting all these pictures, and it happens to be Jake's birthday today. Where's that picture? Oh, here it is. Here it is. So it happens to be Jake's birthday today on top of it. So everyone wish Jake, I'm sure that meant to say wish Jake jolly happy birthday. Okay. So that's what you guys can do. is with your innuendo and rumors. You got all that energy. Wish Jake a jolly happy birthday. How about that? Oh, look, I didn't do it tight enough. Of course I didn't. I mean, 3 feet of hair. I always wanted it, and thank God I have it. But when you don't want it to touch you, yeah. Jake was first presenter on the Community Awards and said he is a Nicolandria stan from the beginning and has a shirt. He and Nick have been best friends for 7 years. Happy B-Day, Jake. You the man. You the man. That's right. What's good, Shelves? You the man. You the man. Right? He seems like a good guy, and it looks like he was in the middle of a good 6'7". It looks like he was in the middle of a good 6'7". He's a good guy. He has a good sense of humor. Look. 6'7", 6'7". And I told y'all that was invented by black people. Of course. A horse is a horse, of course, of course. The wonderful Mr. Ed. Okay. Yes, happy birthday, Jake. What's good, Devin? Did you see the I posted the whole commercial over here in the YouTube streets. Thank you, Devin, because I had it in my reel to do it, and then I hadn't done it because I was dealing with dad stuff. And that's why I didn't go live on Wednesday also. Yeah. And then I didn't even think that there would be an after party. I should have known based off the music alone that there would be a most excellent after party after the live that Nick did with GoDaddy to promote that you can build your own website for mere pennies and have it up and running through AI by just telling it what the name is, what you want to do. Do you want that in the website and the logo? Do you want to be able to ship and receive? Like, you tell it that kind of stuff. And then you tell it what type of business it is. He said he was a DJ. And then it made up a whole entire like bio for his ass and a functional, beautiful, streamlined website. The live was only like a half hour. I think it started at like 5:30, didn't it? And he was done by 6:07. And he had a DJ set in between. Now, there was some wind and some sound issues, I felt like. And one of the cameras was like this iPhone compared to this Android. If you know, you know. So, thank God for both. And so there was this whole, a little sound thing. But I think he did great. And he was like, so now you can see that he was like that. He was like that. He did that though. And then he would go back to spinning. And then he had special guests, Professor X himself, Xavier, and Alex came. And damn, what's the other guy's name? Damn. Henry? Was it Henry? Yeah, the good friend group. The really good friend group, you know? You seen it, thanks. Yes, love you too. Yeah. She is so racist. Stephanie with the deets. Oh my God. So then there was this whole thing, you guys on the YouTube, also TikTok drama stuff, where Stephanie with the deets, this lady who has like an obsession with trying to like create misinformation narratives around Nicolandria for as long since long can remember. And so people have called her out on it, you know, and she has been like head to head with some freaking like, you know, like she's head to head, like she's dancing at a party back in the day. Those who know, remember like you used to dance and your elbows would be out like this and you do a little two-step. I can't stop, won't stop, but I'm not Diddy. So I would probably stop. Okay, the truth is I would stop. And I will stop. I can manage it. I can manage it. I think my lip did that because that might be a lie. Did you see that? That was involuntary, you guys. I said, I think I can manage it. My lip went. I felt that shit. Okay, so we're all over the place today. Happy Friday. Smash the buttons. Ring the bells. Let's see. Henry Alex Xavier were the special guests. Henry, yes, that's the name. JB. Yes. Okay. What's good, Still Rain? Happy Friday. We're filtering today. We're just doing some like leveling out after yesterday's high key of it all. It was very high key yesterday. It was a lot. It's a lot to understand the level of hatred that love gets, the level of like positivity, like my whole other thing that had got, what happened to it was like all positive vibes. Like we were totally positive vibes over there. And that was like attacked and dismantled by hate and lies. And it's just interesting that it's a macro of the macro of what's going on now, where like it just seems the most negative, toxic of these are the ones that seem to be not only in charge but being able to like get the shit done. you know you know yeah. So anyway, let's go. So yeah, he's with Jake. Happy birthday to you, Jake. There was a couple more good pictures of him. Did I already show us this one? I thought that was cute. And it looks like, I mean, so they've been friends for 7 years, and Nick has always been such a freaking character. Did I even bring this one over here? Yeah, here it is. He's always been such a character. Like, they're crazy. Such a cool friendship. And you guys have the audacity to want to sully it. Now, I'm going to post this picture, and because he posted this picture, but I know there are going to be people that are going to even take this picture and try to do something with the. I already know. And I was like, look, but that's how secure our guy is. But hey, I already know. Don't be mad. He already posted this. I got this from him. Don't be mad with me. Okay? There's nothing to see here. I know. I'm just saying that if somebody wanted to, maybe I shouldn't have prefaced it. Okay, I'll go to a different picture. Okay, here's one. How about that one? Did I put that one over here? Is it back? Okay, so there's nothing to see here. See? See how happy they are? Yeah, maybe I won't put it over here. But I could show you guys over here on YouTube. You guys aren't crazy. If I put that shit over on TikTok, they'll clip me and do some bullshit. But anyway, he had posted like, they've been traveling for a long time. Okay? And that looks like it was after this. Doesn't that look like the same tree line? It's good to have somebody to be able to talk to who ain't crazy. I love you guys. But you see? So you see how they could have tried to make something about that over on TikTok? Is that crazy? Did you see? Oh, look, and then they had a little bike smash. Did I put the bike smash over here? What's this one? And then he was in the lab. Where's the rabbit ears? Rabbit ears. Here we go. Not gonna lie, that was one of the most intense things he's done in a long time. The preparation was unreal. That was what he posted after he went live and did the DJ set of him with GoDaddy. And then there was an after party that I should have known. But I'm hearing now there was an after party. Because I was like, I saw clips. I watched the whole thing. And then I ended up seeing clips where he was like doing more DJ and he didn't have a shirt on. Because that's his preferred method of DJing is shirt off. Shirt off. Did you guys notice that? Yeah. Let's see. Who's that? You already know they're trying to get Nick out of here. Oh my gosh. Speaking on that, Devin, one of the same text thread that had coordinated a time and an assault also held messages that said they should Liam him. And as it turns out, Liam is a now no longer with us celebrity that I don't know, something about a balcony, I think. I don't even know. I don't even know. I don't even know. This is just what I heard. This is just what I heard. All allegedly, speculatively. I have no fucking idea what I'm talking about. This is just what I heard, you guys. But what I saw with my eyeballs was how it said, hey, Liam, they should Liam. Like, that's taking it too far. That's a level of high key cyberbullying and harassment that should not be tolerated. That's like a threat. Isn't that like almost a threat? Right? But then what they're saying over here on TikTok, Devin, is that they make the accounts so fast. I mean, they're like clanker bots. I delete people. I personally, you see me over here, the way I do it on YouTube, I have great mods over here on freaking the damn where we are, the TikTok. Look, it act like it's my kids. Which one is who? You know who I'm talking to, damn it. So I'm like, I have mods over here. And I told you about that time we had to block 200 motherfuckers. Okay? 200 we was like, block, block, block. They were in there just spamming the chat, spamming the chat. And we block them and they come back. And because when you go to block them, you can see how many followers they have and all that stuff. And when you have 0, you just created that shit. Because the system gives you shit when you create one. Bots. And why target Olandria? Who's paying for this? Now that's the real investigative journalism somebody needs to take up. Because I'm just sitting over here speculating about what I'm seeing going on. Which is a coordinated attack with text message proof, receipts, proof, timelines for the Bravo people. Shout out Heather. New Heather's chin. You see, she went and got that shit taken care of. She said, do I still look inbred? She said, yeah. Mary Cosby, my fave. And I loved her reunion dress, even though I did not watch the season. I did love Mary Cosby's reunion dress. Yes, so I did love that mint green, that mint seafoam green and the cut and those gloves. She was so elegant. I love Mary Cosby. That is one of my faves. Look, I love Dr. Heavenly and Mary Cosby. That should tell you all you need to know. That I am a high-low kind of person. High-low. Okay. Now, I don't know, but I did hear about a confrontation between Mary and Meredith. That was long overdue because Meredith thinks that she owns people because she talked to them when nobody else did, when the reason you talked to them was because nobody was talking to your ass. We ain't forgot Meredith. You didn't do Mary Cosby not one motherfucking favor by talking to her after Jenny Wynn assaulted her and you guys did nothing to protect her and then carried on his drinks as usual after you guys went and infiltrated the church members and tried to get them to go against Mary to call her church a cult and then tried to blame her for that guy who decided to go ahead. You're not coming back. Ooh, I'm so glad I got out of here. So then, remember that one church member who had allegedly unalived his person? And they were trying to blame that on Mary and said he gave all his money to the church or whatever, and that was her fault, and da-da-da-da, and that she's a cult member. Listen at this, you guys. You guys. Motherfucking nerve. The motherfucking nerve for Heather and Whitney, who have been, what did they call it? A blood oath. Like they had to let themselves and do an oath to the Church of Mormons. Okay. To get in the book of Mormons. From which if you are removed, then it's a really big deal and you're like, had the audacity, the nerve. Let me change this picture. Because this is not Nick adjacent. I'll go ahead and put up the shout out to Nicolandrian's Olandria commercial with Palisade. That makes me want one. Hyundai is a good car. That is a great car, actually. And not only are Hyundai's great cars, they are not super duper 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 expensive. And it started off an employee owned and operated type of business. So that means the employees have stock in the thing. I don't know if it's robots now, but if there's still employees there, I hope the structure is still that. But that was very impressive when it first started. Let me go over here. Oh, am I going up too far? Am I going down? What's happening? Okay, we'll put this up because we're talking about Bravo stuff now. Thanks for coming through. Thanks for being you. Thanks for coming through. No, I told you were staying out. I told you were staying out. We'll leave it up there. We'll put that picture. I think that's this picture. Yeah. Entertain. Yeah, we love Mary. Yeah, they're so racist. They had the audacity, the nerve, the unmitigated nerve. There's that better. Hi. To start the freaking rumor mill that, let me do this. What's good, Allie? Yeah, Dr. Heavenly for Congress, please, you guys. They have the nerve to try and go after Mary for having a cult, but you let blood to get in the book so that you could be an eighth wife? Really, bitch? And to this day, haven't apologized for that behavior and that a personal attack on that black woman, which is the reason that there's a freaking Housewives of Salt Lake City franchise, is because Andy Cohen loved her and she's lived in New York some of the year and that she would be other places and he knew her from New York and he was like, oh, and he had actually wanted her for the Real Housewives of New York allegedly, and then she was like, no, I live mostly in Utah. And isn't that Salt Lake City, Utah? Yeah, I'm mostly and so he was like, oh, really? And found out about her. And then they decided to make a show. And then Lisa acts like she's the most important person in freaking Salt Lake City, Utah. She acts like she's the most important person. Oh my God, baby gorgeous. Baby gorgeous is so gorgeous that I'm the best. I'm the best. I'm the best. Yoda! No, I already told you, Milo. Let's do this for you. There. Let's do that, and then we'll do... Okay. I hope you stay. I need a new tripod. I need to put my Amazon wish list up for you guys. I was thinking about dyeing my hair. Do you think I should? I don't really mind my gray. I feel I'm one of those, it's well earned. And it's just a couple patches. I'm not that stressed. So, yes. Where were we? Damn it. Olandria has motivated me in going back to school. Oh my God, look, JB is saying over here on YouTube, you guys, listen at this. Olandria has motivated me in going back to school to get my BS in healthcare admin. 67 years old. I love her and wish them both the best. Yes. That's what that VC is all about, right? Elevating ourselves, higher education, you know, being on point, going for your dreams, manifesting, you know what I'm saying? Creating, walking through the open doors, side quest kings and queens. You know what I'm saying? What's good, Shade? Yeah, we love Mary. I'm glad you got inspired by Olandria, and congratulations on going back to school. You got this. Yes. Yes. That's what we're talking about. See? And that's the aspiration of it. It's not envy. It's not jealousy. It's not imitation. It's like aspiration to me when you see excellence and or an example of anything, like even ratchetness, I guess. No, you know, I don't know. Some people could aspire to be like, you know, this, you know, so I'm not saying nothing, obviously. But I'm really pleased that this particular, wow, a flower, thank you. Oh, it smells so good. Oh, it smells so good, Devin. Thanks. I love flowers. I love flowers. So, okay. So, oh my God, that oxygen light was like, ooh. Head rush. So, okay. Congratulations. We were talking about something else. Mormons. Yeah, so Whitney and freaking Heather had the audacity to do that to Mary. And now they're just traipsing around with new plastic surgery, and Mary's the oh forgiving grace that she ever was. And so I'm glad she got at Meredith's ass. I'm glad, because Meredith was acting like she was the reason they might have came to a place she rents in for the show. I'm not saying nothing. But if you fly into the city to rent something for the show, is the show really about you? I mean, I heard tell that they wouldn't even let Remy Ma over there in the streets of Real Housewives of New Jersey because she lived like in a suburb that was like 20 minutes outside of New Jersey, and all of a sudden you can't live 3 hours away from some bullshit to be on a franchise when it comes to Remy Ma joining the Real Housewives of New Jersey. Did you guys ever hear that rumor? That's allegedly. It's not full on misinformation. It's allegedly. Because I did hear that allegedly. And if it wasn't Remy Ma, it was another black rapper chick from New Jersey, placed them around, that they were like, okay, kind of in talks. And then ultimately they were like, oh yeah, no, you don't really live in the city. Meanwhile, they need a Real Housewives of the Valley to accommodate Dorit et al. But you know, the line is always moving. We understand it. The line is always moving. It replaces everybody. I hope you stretch those hamstrings and shins, because we're about to move the motherfucking line. So I hope you're stretched and ready. Okay? Get ready. That actually feels really good. Do you guys ever hug yourself? I want you to do it right now. Okay, there's 12 of you here. There's 26 of you here. Let's, for a second, I swear, you're going to get invigorated with energy. I'm not lying. And it's not because I'm crazy, but it could be. But just tell me, does it work for you too? Because I swear when I do this, and I squeeze as hard as I can, and I can't get my arms to touch in the back like some of you guys might be able to, but if you can, then yeah. But just do that and like count to 10 and squeeze as tight as you can and watch. You're going to feel like all this energy out there. It's going to look good. You're going to be like, oh my God, I love me. I love me. I love me. There it is. I don't know why I love doing that. I feel like I have adult letters, but hey, Amanda Steele said you don't even have to go to the place to get the letters. You could just self-diagnose these days. So maybe I got some letters that sensory does make me feel really good. Did you try it? Did you try? Yes, Steve Rain. Yes. Ooh. Oh, right on, Usury. I appreciate you. So they're crazy though. So that's Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. So I haven't been watching any friend. Well, I haven't watched Salt Lake City. I haven't watched nothing about Beverly Hills after how they treated Garcelle. Garcelle was the only reason I was watching you Karens. Real Housewives of Real House Karens of Beverly Hills. I had been calling you guys that. The Real Karens of Beverly Hills. Karens. That's a K in sign language, you guys. KKK. Yeah, you guys know what I'm saying. The Real Karens of Beverly Hills. Yeah. And then they threw, right when everybody was on that wavelength, they throw Garcelle in there so they could have a black friend. And it was not the right thing to do. They almost had to cancel the show because everybody was like, why is race here? All of a sudden, I mean, so it was race there before, even though it didn't have any flavor. It was race there before. And now all of a sudden Garcelle comes and now you're bringing race. Oh my God, why is race here? Why am I confronted with my racist tendencies and high key racist behavior that I've been getting for 14 seasons unchecked because I've only been around people that look like me? And now that I'm confronted with it, oh my God, how dare this black lady point it out? Remember how all that happened? Mm-hmm. They're not fooling nobody. And then they bring in Bozo. That's what I'm calling that lady. Bozo Man. Literally, the first 4 letters is Bozo because she was doing clown shit. How are you going to tell a whole legion of black viewers who witnessed how Dorit treated freaking Garcelle with her anti-black behavior for numerous seasons and was always attacking Garcelle? PK would be mad if she would get to the party and be like, Garcelle. Kyle would piss her off and she'd go find Garcelle. Erica would say something backwards to her. She'd find Garcelle. Like, just, she only had smoke for Garcelle, you guys. Only ever had smoke for Garcelle. Only ever had that tone that she would do a little of this and try to, and then Garcelle would take the time to tell the bitch what she was doing. And then she would pull a Ramona Singer and be like, oh, well, I'm oppressed too. I didn't tell you I'm Moroccan or something that could be almost black. I didn't tell you. Oh, well, let me pull that out and dust it off because I have been only white presenting since I've been on this bitch. Anyway, which is not bad. I mean, present how you want to present. But when there is another element that could have been introduced into the picture as far as minority behavior or classification, why wait to bring up any minority status when until such time as a true minority puts a mirror to you with your anti-blackness, and then you want to pull out that you're a person of color. That's me dusting it off. Just imagine dust flying off. Because you had it hidden so long on the shelf in the innermost corners, practically passing. Anyway, that's not a problem. Be you, do you, boo. Just don't attack Garcelle's greatness. That's fancy, bitch. That was fancy. And you were like attacking fancy. Wrong road, bitch. Wrong road. And so now back to Bozo. So Bozo tells us that she comes on to the season and, oh yeah, I went back and watched every freaking season of Beverly Hills and walked into that party and was like, Dorit is my favorite. I was like, so she black. And her favorite is the lady that's been the most anti-black. It did not feel good. As a viewer, I was put off. I was put off as a viewer from that whole little exchange because I was like, really, Bozo? Dorito's your favorite? And you're going to go with Dorito against Garcelle? Really? That's how you want to play these streets in Beverly Hills? Okay. So then the whole season was her treating everything like a boardroom discussion and like she was in charge of HR and everybody else using her as the new black lady to somehow dissuade any other displayed racist tendencies that we may or may not have seen in the 5 seasons that Garcelle has occupied space over there with the Karens of Beverly Hills. So yeah, needless to say, I'm not rewarding them with the view by watching these Karens now, from what I'm hearing, only be talking to have Garcelle like in their throat. In their throat. I'm like, how does your husband have room? Because Garcelle is in your throat. Is she in your mouth so much? In their throat. All they talking about is Garcelle. The same way over in the Real Housewives of Potomac, which is why I even started the YouTube channel over here. Shout out. The reason why I even started the YouTube channel was because of that whole fight with Monique. Mo Knuckles, as I like to call her. With Mo Knuckles and Candace Dillard Bassett. Candy gal, you're my girl. Love you sweet, you're so sweet. Candy gal. Yeah, so Candy gal. Because of that fight with Candy gal, it was like, wasn't that during, yeah, because that was one of the first things that happened during the vid. Yeah, because now we're in 2025 and it's been 5 years since Mo Knuckles was on our screen. So, let's see. Yeah, it's been 5 years, right? So anyway, she left after she and Candace got in that fight and she refused to apologize. And I'm hearing that it's been like, I don't know, however many episodes into that stuff, and they got Candace in their throat. And again, my question is, how does your husband have room? Because why are you talking about Candace so much? You don't have nothing going on? If you're not apologizing to Candace, then why is she here? Why is she here? Why? Why is she here? Why is she here? What? Who? Why? You don't have no storyline yet? You don't have no storyline yet? You got to have a storyline of your own. It can't be the people that's off the show because they're not even here to say nothing back. So now you get to have this whole false narrative and try to rewrite history from what I understand Monique Samuels over there trying to do in the Real Housewives of the Potomac. I'm not watching that shit. I can't watch. I'm not going to watch. I can't watch. I hate whitewashing history. So I'm not going to watch you rewrite history. Especially that I saw with my eyeballs. I saw you stalk Candace for practically 2 seasons. And then you were so mad when Ashley brought the information to everybody about Ashley's husband, Baby Hands Golem, being in the hotel room with another person that wasn't his wife. Another person that wasn't his wife. Remember? And Candace went and pulled Ashley to the side and she was like, look, Ashley, she didn't go to the group. She didn't take it everywhere the way the other ones would have done. She went over to Ashley and she was like, look, Ashley, I got this and I just wanted to show you so that you could know what's being out there. And Mo Knuckles was so upset. I feel like she might have been triggered about that, but her stalking behavior had already been established. She was like, I'll beat you pregnant and all. Remember that statement? So that had happened the season before. So that's when all the animus had already started. So it was already in flow prior to even the what was that girl's name? Gigi. Remember Gigi? That's who we need to find. Because you think Cookie's a problem. Remember Gigi? Gigi was the one that started all the trainer rumors, remember? And she was the one that had went to Charisse and went to Giselle and went to Etel and told them about the thing. And then when they had the meeting after the reunion or after the baby shower, was it after the reunion or after the baby shower? Anyway, they had all went and had a meetup that made Candace feel so gross that she called Monique and she was like, girl, they doing XYZBQD. To which Monique decided that she wants to mollywop Candy Girl. Really, bitch? That's not how that's supposed to work, especially when it was Giselle's hand that pushed you and made the whole fight. And then you're going to get in the reunion and say, oh, I realized my sidekick, my psychiatrist, my lie detector, my PR person, let's go with psychiatrist therapist made me realize that when Candace put her hands up, that couldn't have possibly reached me because I had 2 feet on her. But when she put her hand up and she pointed her finger at me. And she had to point it up because I'm 2 feet taller than her. And when she pointed her finger up at me in my face, it reminded me of when my dad used to put his finger on my forehead to check me. And I was just so triggered. I was so triggered. Oh my God. That I had to mollywop her. That's not how that shit worked. Please. And then Ashley's freaking testimony so the case couldn't go through. I was really upset about that. But anyway, so yeah, I'm not watching either one of those. But getting to Married to Medicine, talking about no storylines, brings us to Married to Medicine. And why do I say it's talking about no storylines? Because I feel like Toya doesn't have a storyline. And from episode 1, we're just going to go to the part about, episode 1 was the party. And did you guys notice that the party was held at the same place that Peaches and Hot Juice brunch in? Did you guys notice that this location is the same location as the lunch on Real Housewives of Atlanta? Real Housewives of Atlanta, when Britt Edie met back up with the girls the first time after the revenge corn situation. Did you guys notice that? I did. I'm like, I wonder what that venue is. It seems kind of slanted for use for anything, but it is gorgeous and stuff, but it seemed very slanted. And remember, the girls were like they were like right here. They had their table set up and Britt was sitting on that side. And then was it Angela had to take her fan to the other side of the table? Remember, Britt was sitting on that side and Angela was sitting over there and went over to the other side of the table, and they isolated Britt Edie after she had to endure revenge corn at the hands of Kenya Moore. Why Monique apologized? Oh, we need Gigi. That's who we need. Gigi. Because I feel like Monique is trying to rewrite a lot of different histories. I feel like, yeah. And then to make Cookie and Chris not believable or look at him cross-eyed at least. I mean, we were already going to do that. She's like, oh, I think something sexual is going on over there. Or she had like some play on him sexually or something like that. Yeah. What was Gigi's reason? It is the same place, right? So there was the first episode of Married to Medicine. I thought that was cute. I liked how they spent time over at Quad's resort style home. And I love her and King hosting bikini clad women. However, I will say that as a viewer of these shows, the ladies who have bikini clad parties with their significant others, and there's not like a lot of other men there, it's like their guy is the only guy there, and it's like all these ladies in bikinis just prancing around. All I can think is Lisa Hochstein, Real Housewives of Miami. Her and Lenny was having all of those bikini parties. Lenny ultimately ended up with the bikini girl. You know what I'm saying? That's all hey, but I'm not saying that's going to happen. And I don't think that King is that way. I'm just saying that you can only have so many threesomes before it ends up a twosome without the person that allowed the threesome. You know what I'm saying? I hope you just caught on that, because that was wisdom. That was wisdom, you guys. So, yeah, I don't know about that. And Quad is very smart, and Quad is beautiful, and Quad got it. She got it. She got it. And, yeah, I noticed it. I noticed it, let me say, because the last time we had some shit like that happen was when Portia and Fallon went over to Simon's house, and Fallon had her girlfriends over, and they were all in their bikinis, and Simon was there watching them in their bikinis and ended up leaving with Portia, who left with the money and the house and the cars and his citizenship. But yeah. So that's all I'm saying, is that there's been an established pattern of these types of activities, specifically in the reality sphere, not always working out to the best of the ending thing that you could see. Okay, and another case in point, like I don't know if the girl that's allegedly courting Todd right now, and some pictures are probably going to drop this day or this weekend, from what I'm hearing about Todd and the lady that's not Candy, that he's already being seen out with, that he's been seen out with. And allegedly they had a threesome type energy in their relationship. And there was supposedly this lady named Fatum, who was their third on their vacations in the glass bottom boats. Okay. And then there's all those videos of Todd saying, I'm smashing all our friends as soon as we're done. As soon as we're done, smashing all our friends. Like they're going to let you on. Dude, some rides you're too short for. Okay? You was lucky to get on Candy. Some rides you are definitely too short for, bud. Smashing all her friends. Like they would smash you. Really? That wasn't cute to say, Todd. And he was just so like chill, laid back. But I already told you my theory on why Todd in particular is like that with Candy, is because Candy's mother attacked his mother so much and called her everything but a child of God, including a woman of the night, and said that Todd's father was a PIMP. Yeah. Remember that? And then remember that lady ended up having a heart attack. And Mama Joyce never even apologized. Not a great way to start a marriage. And would make somebody Federline your ass. You see, he held out on signing that damn prenup. And now he's trying to use that as a reason. I was under duress. I went against my lawyer's will. Yeah, we saw it on camera, bitch. Like, so you really think you're going to get like a big piece of the Candy empire now? Because we have you on film saying you didn't feel like listening to good advice? Anyway. So that's all bringing us, all this no storyline, threesome stuff is what made that first scene with Quad, which I was happy to see her get that much story time, which means they're going to be focusing on her a lot during the season, in my opinion, if she got this much story time in the very first episode of Married to Medicine, season 12. Let me see. Yeah. Let me see. Yeah, no, I don't. I don't have it there. And that's where it would be. So the ladies ultimately, after Quad hosts her party, which I said my part on that. Like when I do my reviews, I'm not doing a play-by-play, blow-by-blow. I'm doing the parts that stood out to me about the episode that make me go, So that part made me go, but I was glad to see Quad get there with her good friend. And that was her way to introduce this new person to the group, and who has body yada 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 body yada yada, and she's double degreed. We have another double degreed Black excellence for our liking over here. Yeah, and Candy is bisexual. Yes, Candy is bisexual. So, and that came out during the wedding. I mean, during the marriage. Remember, she popped out like year 3. They've been married for what, 7 years, 9 years, or something like that. I don't know how long. Anyway, so Married to Medicine. So after Quad, after Quad introduces the new girl to the group and subtly lets us know about what's happening with Dr. Pancakes is what I call her, because she's a flip-flopper, also known as Dr. Simone. And when I say flip-flopper, is case in point. She left mad at Quad, made up with Quad. Now came back and you mad at Quad again after you said some stuff over there on Sweet Tea's live, talking about, again, with the contractor jokes, and she can't afford something. And they know that gets under Quad's skin. And when Quad said that traitor comment, I saw that. I didn't take it like a huge blow, because Trader was an award-winning show right at the time. So she was just like, oh yeah, she'd be perfect for Traders. Because she's a flip-flopper. That's how Traders have to be. She knows she's a flip-flopper. Don't be mad that we see you. You're loud and you're a flip-flopper, and it's okay. But you're also dragging around dead horses, Simone. See, these two right here are the real, these two right here, from the beginning of the show, from the time when these two got Mariah Huck triangulated in the group, talking about you need to be different, you need to act different, telling the other ladies we need to triangulate Mariah in order to coerce her into a manner that makes these two feel comfortable. Because, yeah, since we feel this way, doesn't the group feel this way? Doesn't it? And remember, these same two were very about getting Quad off the show ever since they got Mariah off the show. And okay, so they didn't get Mariah off the show. It's not like that. They don't have that kind of power. But I feel like they did that triangulation thing so many times, it helped get her off the show. They didn't do it on just, on purpose. There was some other stuff going on, but these two, I feel like, were the spearheads. In addition to Toya, the season 1, can we remember, please? We're not rewriting history. We're not rewriting history, okay? Because remember season 1, Toya, from Married to Medicine? Remember, wasn't it season 1, Toya, who brought up the paternity of Mariah Huck's minor daughter and brought it to the camera? Didn't that happen? And isn't that why the only fight that's ever happened on Married to Medicine, the only actual squabble up, bitch, squabble up, tuck your thumbs and squabble up. You got to tuck your thumbs, because if you hit somebody and your thumb is extended beyond your knuckles, then you can cause it to jam. So you have to hold your fists like in a way where this is as flat as possible, and like you're going to put your knuckle like across these four. Squabble up, bitch. The only time there was a squabble up happening on Married to Medicine was because she brought up the paternity of that little girl. Am I remembering wrong? Do I need to go take my, where are my vitamins? Oh, I can take these already. These are really good. Okay, these are available in TikTok also. They're in my showcase. Okay, so these are Happy Saffron Plus. I take these with a nice little spearmint, also available in my showcase. And they're excellent digestive enzymes. Okay. Yes, spearmint's good for you. Saffron is great. Okay. So yeah. So didn't she do that? Am I not remembering properly? You guys tell me in the chat. They sound like mean women who are jealous of other women. Yeah, right? It's like a lot. It's like a lot. I stopped watching once Garcelle said she wasn't coming back. Exactly, Diane. They're not getting our views. They don't deserve them. Kyle has had the same boring storyline for all the time, pretty much. I don't have a watch. That was it. But yeah. So Toya, she established herself as the ultimate villain season 1. Right? But she also kind of has this aesthetic that's so gorgeously beautiful. And like, I feel like she gets a pretty pass. A lot. She gets a pretty pass. And people have never held these two specifically to me to the fire. Now, they have shared a lot about their marriage. And it was stuff that they were going to end up having to share because they decided to put it on camera in the first place. And that was their choice. The show is called Married to Medicine. So you get to show your family life, your troubles, your woes, if that's what you're going through. If that's not what you're going through, if that's not your reality, then how can you show it? So it's like people want Dr. Heavenly to be going through some bullshit so she can show us her problems in her marriage. And they're tired of her speaking life into her marriage, talking about, oh, my marriage is perfect. Hey, I said the same thing about my shit. And my stuff, it can be raggedy sometimes, but I'm not talking about that part because I'm not going to give it's focus, not hocus pocus, bitch. And what you focus on is what's about to happen, right? Duh. So are you going to focus on the problems or are you going to focus on the solutions? The choice is up to you, right? But if you're to a point in said relationship where the only thing evident is your problems and you happen to be on a television show that is the most underrated television show on Bravo, in my and others' opinion, by the way, if you are happening to be on the thing and we happen to see it because you brought it here, you didn't try to go upstairs and go behind the closed door like Dr. G, even though you were still mic'd up, and tell Sweet Tea she better not make you act up. And now you're not on this season. It's nobody's fault but yours. Nobody's fault but yours, Dr. Gregory. Dr. G. Come over here with that bullshit. Think you could just come back over in this friend group and still obviously have the same level of disdain for women that you had when you was mistreating Quad? Really, bitch? We was not having that. I'm sorry. It wasn't ever going to happen. We like Sweet Tea. I didn't have nothing personally against Sweet Tea, obviously. It wasn't, I don't know her to be personal against her. I'm just saying. It was just kind of like what just happened in Love Island. It was like by proxy, she came up friendly fire by proxy. Like, you can't help it. If you're attached to that person and you got to talk out the side of your neck to defend your person when they're obviously wrong, chasing King down the beach, acting like King was, and then trying to press charges on King, that was all wrong, Dr. G. You started that, Dr. G. You said something very disrespectful to that man's girl. And when he was like, pressed you about it, you got all in your feelings. So anyway, the ultimate villain of the show had been established as this one. There was no Dr. Heavenly season 1. She was at that same party where the squabble up happened between Mariah and Toya. She was there in the background at Carrie's house. Remember, Carrie was like, "Oh, darling, I'm so sorry. All my melanated friends are acting this way around our doctor friends, darling. Oh my God, I can't, darling. Oh my God, ladies, manners, manners. I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. I'm gonna have to ask you to leave the premises now. Yes, the party's over. 2 melanated bitches were in my pool. The party's over." Remember, Carrie? I used to like Carrie Wells. I liked her a little bit. Except for then I stopped liking her that time when they was at Anila's house and it was that horseback scene and they had brought back Lisa without Daryl. And they was at that party where everybody does the color. Remember that party and everybody was in white and they were there to do the color? And Diwali, is that Diwali? I don't know. Anyway, so, and in the real live episode that aired, because I wasn't streaming Peacock that year, and so it was like in real time. In the real life episode that aired, it wasn't live, but in the real, you know how they play certain things and then like, oops, how'd that get there? So they had played the real live scene where Dr. Heavenly and Dr. Jackie were on their way into the Anila party. And Dr. Carey said, "Oh, here comes the help." Really, Carrie? The help? Those are 2 fucking doctors, bitch. The help? See you, Carrie. And then they edited it so that now she can be like, "Oh, I didn't say that." But she definitely said that shit. But you'll have a hard time finding it. You'll have a very hard time finding it. But she said it. She did. Here comes the help. "Oh, I didn't mean it, darling. I didn't say it." Anyway, so Toya, ultimate villain. Simone, ultimate villain. Think about it. Who was the original loud and yelling for no apparent reason on the thing? Sure, you get a Your Mama or 80 from Dr. Heavenly running for Congress of District 13 in Georgia. Be sure you vote, okay? Because your vote matters. And not voting can maybe get you what you got. Maybe get you what you bought. And even voting can get you even what you got her. It can even get you got it. Okay? But at least you had a chance. And that's part of why I feel like the phenomenon of Love Island, I'm all over the place, I know. The phenomenon of Love Island is that our vote literally mattered. Like we got to see our votes in real time and how it went. And then when they would show us the polls after, we got to see how our vote actually happened. And we believed them. Like they didn't give us a reason to think they were related to Diebold Security and had altered the votes from Democrat to Republican at all. I mean, there was no way for us to think that. Like it wasn't that type of situation. They were just like, okay, 448,000 of you voted for, you know, Olandria and Nick. Cool, we got it. Remember? So I do feel like that's part of like even my own personal thing along with the love story that I watched unfold. It was kind of like the intriguing get the app and vote. Like it was made to be parasocial. They created their own monster, really. They had an app for us to vote every other episode on some shit and put our 2 cents and then show us how our 2 cents mattered to a billion people. When we all want a little tiny, minuscule amount of any type of control in this crazy, crazy world. And so to see that you either affected or inaffected something immediately is kind of like a little Vegas light thing. You know what I mean? Because it's the lights in Vegas that get you. It's the lights. and the absence of windows, and that you think it's still daytime when it's night. It's all an illusion. Anyway, I'm all over the place. Hi, everyone. Happy Friday. So, okay, back to this. Ultimate villains. But then they bring in Dr. Heavenly, season 2 of Married to Medicine. And Dr. Heavenly had no problem absorbing the established villain role because, as they call uncouth, she was plumper, and she was darker, plump and dark, the plumpest in the bunch. And no, I'd say like Dr. Jackie and her are the same hue, and Dr. Simone too. But then there was that whole thing about where even Dr. Simone and Dr. Jackie were on some bullshit, telling a whole nother doctor, like her whole clinic is Dr. Heavenly. You can only call yourself a doctor for so long before a medical board comes and puts you out of business. Before, you know what I'm saying? Like, so for anybody who's like, she's not a doctor, I'm like, okay. Can't herd cats all day. Meow. So, yeah, so Dr. Heavenly came on season 2 and didn't hold back. She didn't have a persona going like Dr. Jackie, who I love. Dr. Simone remained loud and wrong throughout, but even with that loud, wrong, flip-floppy, somebody imaginary put you in charge, she's been a producer's pet since season 1 to me as a viewer. It looks like, because I'm like, why are you moving this way? Right? So I feel like Dr. Simone has done some plantish producer type stuff. And it came out that it was the producers that wanted her to bring up the tragedy that happened at Quad's house when Quad was begging her to don't bring that up at that reunion. It was the producers that told her to bring that thing up that happened off camera, off season, to the reunion. And remember, Quad was blubbering like a baby. She was like, ah, 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 ah. And then when Quad was mad about it, Simone had the nerve to have her panties in a bunch, that she had upset Quad to that degree and still needed Quad to take some accountability because I called you, Quad. I called you, and you didn't take my call during the most horrible time in your life. You didn't make any time for me to come and interject my energy onto your energy, regardless of if you were ready for receiving it or not. And it was so narcissistic. It was weird. Very weird, in my humble opinion. So I don't believe Jeremiah was at the bottom. I didn't, but you didn't believe the vote? They showed us. Ariana showed us. And he was at the bottom because by that time, that legend has it, there was bots by that time for the lady who walks behind the rose. She who walks behind the rose, who laughs at racial slurs, her. Yeah. She had a lot of support where I could see him being in the bottom, you know? I love Dr. Heavenly too, Terrifoy. Dr. Simone is so annoying and unprofessional all the time. And how did Dr. Simone, okay, look, I'm telling you, never been held accountable, always is the most wrong, Dr. Simone, because she's also the one who told Dr. Jackie. Dr. Simone was Buffy Purcell's gynecologist for her lady parts. Dr. Simone was Buffy Purcell's gynecologist for her lady parts. So you guys were on Dr. Jackie's neck for HIPAA this, HIPAA that, talking about the lady wasn't fertile, when it was her doctor who went and told her about this other patient stuff. And then let her hang out to dry. She didn't say, oh, I told her I shouldn't have said anything. Because that could have absorbed some of it, because it did come out of left field. The same way when Dr. Jackie this season asked that new lady, is that a thyroid? And the lady looked like this. You guys, Okay, I honestly thought the same thing. And you guys should all be checking your thyroids. Yeah. Because this is the beginning of a goiter. And when I was growing up, goiters were very common. Very, very, very common. And I actually only ever saw them on melanated people. But then again, I was in a melanated environment. So, but I've not seen many goiters on the white people. But they did say that Denise Richards from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills had a thyroid thing that was in her throat that people were like, oh, you got a thyroid thing. But I didn't see it like this. So, and you know who else I think has one? And that was the first thing I said. I only watched 3 episodes of Love Island Games. And on the second one I watched, it was when Kaylor got sent home. And I was like, is that a thing? Because she has that kind of thing right here. I have it right here. I know. I'm not talking. But Dr. Jackie was talking. And Dr. Jackie said to a girl in the middle of a conversation, she's like, do you have a thyroid thing? Because she was staring at it. Like, you're going to be staring at it. And, you know, some people don't know. Denise Richards, case in point. Denise Richards had no idea she had a thyroid issue. And the fans watching the show, the first season Denise Richards was on Real Housewives of, where is it called? Beverly Hills. And a fan, several actually, have reached out to her and was like, I think you need to get your thyroid checked. And sure enough, she had a thyroid thing. So when Dr. Jackie said that, yeah, it was like, damn, Jackie, look. And I get it. She was in doctor mode because I swear ladies don't know. And the lady herself said that it popped out kind of during her pregnancy. It like activated it or something. So she became aware of an underlying condition during pregnancy. Okay. Yeah. So I thought hey, you're on a whole show about medicine. She's not your doctor yet. And yeah, it was very embarrassing. And it would be like, is somebody like, oh, I don't know. It was embarrassing in that environment. And I don't think it was like evil. I do think it was ill-timed. I'll say that. Very ill-timed. But leave it to Dr. Jackie to ill-time a comment of pure honesty, out of good intentions. I don't think there was any bad intentions. But I think she wanted to get it out of the way. And instead of just pull a little girl to the side and be like, oh, yeah, I'm sorry for staring. I just thought, I don't know if you might know or not. Like, that's the way it could have been handled. A little coof, a little demure, a little, you know, she, you know, a little. You know, more like that instead of, did you know your thyroid? Is that your thyroid? Is that big thing on your neck your thyroid? I don't know if the lady who hands people tequila through that hole, then I'm not sure why she had a glory hole full of alcohol at a freaking party. I don't know about that. And I'm not sure what that had to do with polo. Having glory holes full of alcohol. But almost how loud Dr. Jackie said that shit was so the people over there could hear. The people over who was giving out the alcohol through the little holes could hear that shit over there. Okay? Is how loud she said it. When she could have done yeah. Because, you know, that's how Dr. Jackie presents. And I'm not saying nothing wrong about Dr. Jackie. But I am saying we get a lot of now, okay, don't yell. Bring it down. Come on. Like, she's a lot of the voice of reason. But it did feel like that was a little loud. I can make a booger talk. Just random, loud, stupid shit. Right? Yeah. The lump in your neck. Check out your thyroid. Oh my God, look at your double chin. Did you know that when you say the word chin, it keeps moving? Chin. Did you know that? That would have been embarrassing. Had somebody came up to me in the middle of a party and I think I'm shishi tata cute. and I'm meeting the ladies for the first time, and I'm still getting used to my post-baby body, which triggered my fucking thyroid thing that you're talking to me about so loud, lady. You know? So let's see. The lump in your neck. Yeah. Okay. I believe it because him and Hyena were such chaos during that time, right? I stopped watching once. Yeah. I think I already saw that. Okay. So that was a moment at this Sanders thing. Before the Sanders horse party, there was a scene that I did not appreciate at all. And that's why I prefaced this whole thing, establishing from season 1 who the real villains have been. Talking about kids since season 1. And that's every show, every franchise in the globe. The universal rule is leave my kids out your motherfucking mouth. Okay? Yeah, sure, we can speculate your husband's gay. Yeah, sure, we can say a lot of things about your religion. Yeah, sure, we can talk about the business or non-business. We can talk about taxes. We can talk about employment. We can talk about mistresses and misters. We can talk about deals gone wrong. And we can talk about new girlfriends and old boyfriends. We can talk about it all, but don't you talk about my motherfucking kids. Don't be confused. Don't you talk about my motherfucking kids is a theme in Bravo. Like, I thought it was in the contract at this point because name a franchise, insert clause, don't talk about my motherfucking kids is there because they just don't do it. It's just not something that's really done without establishing yourself as a villain of the utmost villainy. Okay? And I mean, it's the same type of villainy that's in the real world too, because everybody knows what happens to, those people who mess with kids in jail. They be getting, you know, people don't like that shit. Leave the kids alone. Leave the kids alone. Universal, leave the kids alone. Okay? Leave them out of your throat and mouth. Therefore, your husband can have the most room possible. Leave them out of your throat, okay? Leave them out. But Toya, in her brand new house, that's on a kind of small lot. It's this way smaller lot than that other house that they had put their fingerprints in the cement. Remember that other grand house where she came in like she was Cleopatra to that party that one time? Remember that house? And then they ended up selling it and renting for a long time. And now they have this other house. And I thought the lot was kind of small, but it does accommodate their new resort style home. Okay. And it's immaculate. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. Right. And Eugene is not doing his med spa stuff, I guess, as much anymore because he's working so far away that he'd rather sleep there than drive 2 hours home. Now, look, the city I live in to San Francisco could be 2 hours easy in morning traffic. And you know how many people drive 2 hours to San Francisco every motherfucking day to go to work and drive back to this suburb every motherfucking day to come home, or they take a train. We have trains out here. I don't know if there's trains out there. Or they take a train so they don't have to worry with traffic, park at the station, But the extra expense equals out to if you're staying in a hotel every night. And hotels run between no less than $200 a night, right? So we just said you're going to have to drive 2 hours to work and 2 hours home. Or spend $200+ a night. Plus now you're eating out. So let's call it $350 maybe a night on just staying where you are. So now you got to get a hotel room. You got to eat out so that you can be in the city where your new job is, so that the new house that you got with Toya is not seen by you for 5 days at a time. I don't know why that seems odd to me. That just seems really odd. Like, He said I was expecting him to like work 6 hours away or something, but he's like, I work 2 hours away. It's just odd to me that you would incur $350 a night expense times five and then only come home on the weekends, and you still drove that 2 hours, but now you spent 350 times five. Like, I'm like, the math isn't really mathing. Plus, you got this whole big, gigantic new mortgage on your resort style home where your wife gets to day drink all day. Now, anybody who knows, like I already told you guys, I'm a little biased. I'm a little biased when it comes to the show, because I feel like people forgot that Toya was the original villain and that she should actually be thanking Dr. Heavenly for absorbing that title. Because I kind of feel like like Toya has kind of been like, you know, like a day drinking, tennis elbow type, you know, just like she's a woman of leisure, you know, and she has had bona fide businesses. They established that at some reunions before where she like gets invoices, and I think she still has her wine club. I don't know why she's not talking about her wine club, and why in her first scene, instead of talking about her wine club, she's talking about Dr. Heavenly. Instead of talking about what it's like to be at home by yourself 5 whole days a week in your brand new resort style house, she was talking about Dr. Heavenly. Instead of talking about how big the kids are and how good they're doing, she was talking about Dr. Heavenly. And you know who she was talking to Dr. Heavenly about? Dr. Simone. The same lady who she's been in cahoots with as a triangulation specialist on the show of Married to Medicine since season 1. So they can bring stuff to the camera that's off screen and off season. So what had happened was, you know that over here in the YouTube streets, I interviewed Dr. Heavenly. I just interviewed her on November 19th of this year, like almost a month to the day ago. We had a great interview. It was a good hour over in the YouTube streets. And I did a simulcast over here in TikTok also. And during that live interview with Dr. Heavenly from Married to Medicine, we talked about her run for Congress and a little about what's going to be happening this season. But the whole thing with Married to Medicine lately, well, since Vid, I mean, it really took a nasty turn on Dr. Heavenly since COVID. But they positioned Dr. Heavenly talking back to a grown woman who was insulting her and her family and her husband, and implying that Dr. Damon would have somehow wanted Mariah Huck's mother. And Mariah Huck's mother was very Mama Joyce with her behavior, you guys. She did a whole lot of this on screen about Dr. Heavenly and Dr. Damon. She did a whole lot of this from her own elder mouth on screen. So you just became fair dibs, bitch. You just became fair dibs in the most respectful way, bitch. Because you did this on screen about Dr. Heavenly on a show about Married to Medicine, and you're not married to medicine. You the mama of the lady that's married to medicine. So I'm not sure why you had all this vitriol for Dr. Heavenly in the first place. But now when Dr. Heavenly comes back with your mama, because you and your mama been talking so much shit about her, now people want to act like for like a decade now, like that's the worst possible thing in life that could happen is when your mama's talking shit. I say your mama back. And I say, not today, Satan. No, 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 no. That lady interjected herself the same way Mama Joyce interjected herself. She did. The same way Mama DB injected herself. They want smoke. They want camera time. So when the only thing the Dr. Heavenly could think to say was your mama back, that was really light too. Now all she said was your mama. It wasn't like your mama stinks, your mama's dumb, your mama's this, your mama's that. No, it's just your mama. And then lately, in the last episode, in last season 11, when her and Contessa Metcalf was getting into it again because Contessa wanted to smoke, and I thought there might have been roids involved, but that's allegedly, and in my opinion, she was giving off a little rage, but maybe she had taken too many dopamine because, you know, that man, scroll up, bitch. But so yeah, so remember when Dr. Contessa and her were fighting, and she said something, and she's like, your mama, and she's like, my mom, who's been not here with her for 10 years or something, and she's like, yeah, that one. Talk about, you just talked about my daughter. And in that case, again, the first your mama we get from Dr. Heavenly in years was because Contessa had just freaking uttered the name Alora. So she had brought kids into it. Thus breaking the cardinal rule about kids are off limit, because as soon as you say anything about my kids, then it's off. Then, hey, we squabbling up, bitch. That's how Mariah ended up in the pool. You forgot? That's what we do on this show. You talk about my kids, and that's when we get to the pool. You talk about my mom, and I'm just going to for a decade. But you talk about my kids, you get in the pool, bitch. You get in the pool, bitch. Right now. You and your evening bag. In the pool. Ask me who the paternity of my minor child is on this camera, bitch. What? What? To the pool with you, Toya. But then they act like none of that happened, and they immediately started hyper-focusing on Dr. Heavenly and everything from she was fat to she wasn't a real doctor, to she was uncouth. She said your mama. They said she was loud. Dr. Simone, the loudest of them all, the loudest and wrongest of them all, Dr. Simone was constantly trying to check Dr. Heavenly for her behavior, when the loudest and wrongest of them all is Dr. Simone. So again, I've been saying for a decade, who put you in charge, bitch? Like, how did you become the end all and the be all and the high overseer of Married to Medicine's behavior when you're the loudest and the wrongest? Just because we helped save your marriage to Cecil doesn't mean that you're right. It doesn't put you nowhere. And just because Eugene still stayed with you, oh, okay. Just because Eugene still stayed with you after, just because Eugene still stayed with you after she literally, Toya, literally threw biscuits at Eugene and talked about his manhood on this show. She did that. Nobody brought that to the camera. She did that. And I'm just like, really? But Dr. Heavenly's the problem. And now you're up here saying that Dr. Heavenly's never shared anything with us. Well, she told you from jump her family not for sale.
Miss Curves, can you hear me?
Oh my God, let me see. Yes. Hi.
I know you're focusing on your YouTubers and neglecting us TikTokers
I'm
over here.
sorry.
However, there's breaking news. The Chalet people have broken up. It's on TMZ, and there's an interview.
No, Ace and Shelly broke up.
There's the link in the chat.
Let me see. Oh my God. We have breaking
Or
news.
just Google
TMZ.
Shelly
Okay.
Ace.
TMZ. Shelly Ace. Oh my
Shelly
God.
did a podcast and she announced it on there. It's like a 4-minute
27
video.
minutes ago. Oh my God. Charlie, we win. Look, I'm sorry.
I don't know.
I'm sorry.
Because I really don't give two shits. But you weren't paying attention. The people came in and broke the news, and you were just there.
I'm just like, la, 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 la.
Yeah, so
I'm on a roll,
you can
girl.
play the video. I'm gonna drop down.
Okay, thanks, Charlie. Love you, girl.
All right.
Thank
Love
you. Okay, you guys, they're right. I have been neglecting my TikToks, and I love them. I love my VanCarthens. Hello, VanCarthens. Yes, happy Friday, VanCarthens. Thank you, Charlie. Yes, you guys have been missing Jimmy. Okay, I'm going to play it right now for us. Let me get situated. Call up TNZ. Shelly and Ace broke up. Shelly announced that her and Ace broke up. Ooh. Okay, so that means we're going to have to go straight to VanCarthen. I might have to do freaking Married to Medicine later because I'm kind of bored too. But we might have to get at this because now, as VanCarthens, we can do a little think tank speculating and see, do we think that perhaps without Ace in the picture, can there be any salvaging of the relationship between Olandria and Shelley without Ace there, or has that ship sailed also? Like, I would love to have that conversation with this breaking news. Okay. And I'm like, when I said we win, that's a horrible thing to say at some people who have broke up, but that was the true PR relationship, you guys. Obviously, that was another PR relationship, bit the dust, and VanCarthens are yet again winning, okay? Because we eat W's from breakfast, lunch, and dinner because love is real and love is healing. And that's what's up on VanCarthens. Lifestyle, aesthetic, all day. We winning all day. There's love over here all day. North just asked Nick the other day when he was Hot Santa, did you and Olandria break up? And he said, no, it's Nicolandria 4L. 4L, fool. 4L, that's what's up. That's what's up. 4L, that's for life if you don't know. That's for life, fool. That's for life. That's the real for life. That's not the fake for life. That's the, hey, we in this. I support you. You support me. We got this together. I know we under attack from the whole world. It's us against 8 million motherfuckers, but we got this. It's us. Opportunities. We winning. We walking through doors. We changing the narratives. We are like, you know what I'm saying? We reframing structures in this bitch. You know what I'm saying? We not like just like playing along for the play along. We like really trying to get at this. And that's why it took them too long for them to even announce their freaking, that they're together, you know? But here, let me press this button.
Again, at the end of the day, it was just like a mutual agreement of like,
how's Ace?
Ace is doing good.
Yeah.
He's doing good.
Oh, it's 10. We gotta go. Here, let me turn this. This will be the last thing I play, and then we'll go visit another.
Not quite.
I have to go do laundry.
We have a ways to go.
Yeah. No moving in together. Yeah, there's actually a lot just happening and stuff. So.
Oh, are things okay?
Well.
Okay? Are we moving? Okay. Are we moving on?
So Ace and I actually decided to part ways.
Wait.
Yes.
Oh my God! Did you announce that?
No.
Oh my God, Shelly, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Please don't. Like, it's okay.
How are you feeling?
I mean, it really was a tough decision.
Let's see what's happening. Are you participating? Okay, exclusive, you guys. Let me take this green screen off. Nothing. I think we're breaking the internet.
How's Ace?
Ace is doing good.
Yeah.
He's doing good.
Yeah.
He's doing good.
Oh.
So.
And are you guys like? Are the talks of like? Cause are we? What are the moving in together?
Not quite.
Not quite.
No.
Can you hear it okay?
Yeah. No moving in together. Yeah, there's actually a lot just happening and stuff. So.
Oh, are things okay?
Well.
Okay?
Are we moving? Okay.
Are we moving on?
So Ace and I actually decided to part ways.
Wait. Oh my God! Did you announce that?
No.
Oh my god,
Oh,
Shelly, I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
No, it's okay.
Are you,
Please don't. Like, it's
how
okay.
are you feeling?
I mean, it really was a tough decision, like
Yeah.
for the both of us, and like,
Hi,
very
sister.
hard to decide. But you know, when you love someone, sometimes loving someone means letting go. So I
Yes.
think we just got to that decision.
Okay.
that
Also
that
getting
was
to a
best.
part where because you both have love for each other, to end
Exactly.
it before that ends. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So it came from like a mutual level of respect.
A mutual level of respect and understanding that, you know, we wanted this to work, but sometimes things don't work. Couples go through things
Hey,
that are very
Simi.
challenging.
Yeah.
And
Hey,
sometimes
gentle
the best thing
girl.
to do is just,
Yeah, they broke up.
make a decision that needs to be made.
And
So
I have to imagine too, it must have been hard for you guys to come to this conclusion when there's a lot of
Vibe said whoop-de-doo.
like,
Hey, Vibe. What's good, gentle girl? With gentle
we're
girl?
going through, like we're trying to be ourselves and the best that we can be.
Exactly.
How like were the conversations you both had with that?
you know, we had a lot of conversation, you know, and at the end of the day,
They should have left Blue Centric alone.
you know what, this is for the best. And I've definitely thought about, like, you know, our supporters, our fans and stuff, but I'll trust that they'll understand that, you know, this decision needed to be made if we were able to come to this mutual decision.
Right.
So
Like, obviously you want to keep some things private and to
Absolutely,
yourself, but
yeah.
for the fans who are hoping for a definitive answer of like, why did they break up? Like, what would you say? Like, what's kind of like the main reason?
listen, a lot happens in relationships,
Okay.
and, you know, I just feel like people can understand that. You know, I think out of
Ace was still following Cookie?
The details aren't really necessary.
right.
You know, like, I think we can be peaceful and just understand that, you know, we're good with being able to be on the same page.
And
you
that's
know?
like such an interesting thing, like you were mentioning, Danny, just like knowing that so many people ship you two, ship
Yeah.
the two of you, and were supporting you guys. Did that sort of, do you think that extended the relationship longer than it might have lasted because you kind of like felt in a way that you owed
Yeah, they broke
the
up.
fans to kind of like stick together?
No, because like, our relationship from the very beginning was an understanding of, like, our relationship isn't for the press, for the media, or anything. Like, it's because I truly love you and you truly love me. But, you know, challenges happen in relationships, and sometimes, like I said, like, you want to just be able to say, you know what, let's leave it right here before, you know, it turns into something never needs to be. Like, we can leave off on light and love, you know?
Right.
Yeah, and also that's what I kind of, and especially when you were talking about how much stuff you're planning for 2026,
Yeah.
to have to, like, to try to fix something that doesn't need to be fixed because it could just be where it is, like,
Yeah.
it could slow you both down for that.
Absolutely.
And also now I totally understand why you're like, yeah, I don't think I want to go on a reality show to unpack all of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean,
Yeah.
Gonna stay off Twitter,
I
Haley?
just want to be able, basically,
They're gonna blame, they can't blame us. We didn't do
Honestly,
nothing
this
to
whole
them.
process is gonna come with a lot of healing, a lot of growth, and a lot of just
Yeah, I wouldn't make it 6
myself, you know?
months.
So I just would love that privacy and be able
Blue
to
was
just,
spitting
you know,
facts.
focus on myself going
And
forward.
I feel like that's
Shalace and
focus on
5.
yourself, and then when you feel ready, you know, you can like be in a different place, and you might even want different things.
Just
in your
Franny.
relationship, you know what
Exactly. Like, it's all about, I think we're put on this earth to,
They
like,
never heard of
experience
Weather in
people.
the Storm?
So who knows how long that experience could last. Like, sometimes we want it to last a lifetime, and sometimes it's just
The
like,
reason I
it's for
choose
that
it.
moment
Yeah.
of time, you know? So it's like, very grateful nonetheless. And at the end of the day, I wish Ace the best.
Yeah.
And for myself, I'm like, okay, I just have to.
Okay, look, I had to stop it real quick because Tara Foy says, word salad, what was the reason? Enough blah, blah, blah. And look, it does sound like she's genuinely confused, you guys. It sounds like Shelly is genuinely confused because she's not able to give us a reason as to why they've broken up. She's not able to give us that reason. The reason that we're here. Hello, see me. What's good? Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
And I was saying that before I heard this news, so nobody clip this and act like it's only happy because I just heard about
The
this.
sad thing is, I don't know, like, in the beginning, after Midget Man went on his podcast, I knew, because, and it wasn't even about the fact that, oh, they're anything or they're anything. It's just the fact that this man needs to be raised. He needs to be raised. He's very childish. And no woman, no girl wants to raise a man. And
Yeah.
I knew it was gonna get to a point where I told y'all she was gonna drop him. That's why she's not telling y'all why they broke up. I just don't want it to get to the way they have to be. Let's be friends. No, She
Yeah.
was tired.
Yeah. She was tired. And it was kind of, they just did an interview with Billboard that I was trying to get to like yesterday or the day before, where they sat down with them again and they were trying to do a do-over, and their energy in that interview was kind of like, over there. And then actually, when she dropped this video of her hair like that, I felt like she had a little new glow, and maybe it like,
She was gorgeous.
yeah, like I was like, maybe that was already the energy of him was off her. And I mean, she's done her own whatever in her own right as far as the demise of her and Olandria's relationship. And
But even
I feel
outside
like,
of Melandria, like I just feel like the Ace needs to grow up, and she's too
yeah,
old to be. I said it. He's 23. She's 28.
they broke up,
I feel like
Satila. Yes, Tia, they broke up.
slay it, Tia. They did. They broke.
Yes, they're
Actually,
over.
the funny thing is, I'm not excited about their breakup. Let me not lie. I'm not even happy about it. But I think that we all knew that Shelly is just, she's a woman and he's a boy. And I think we all just knew, even outside of our fandom or anything, just being fans of the show, he needs consistent attention. He needs to be worshipped, and Shelly's too grown to be worshiping you, boy.
Right.
And that's the whole time. And I think I said that he's gonna get in the way of her light, and she's gonna let him go if he starts to do that. And she looks lighter. She looks. Happy.
She does, huh? That's what I'm saying. Already.
But what I think it was Haley that said it, I don't know who said it, but there is going to be the narrative of, well, at least they're keeping it real. Well, at least they're breaking up. Our clients aren't, they ain't really together. They're just doing it for show. So it's like, that's the narrative that they're going to come and do. But again, I've always said it. I didn't think they had any business together. She's too grown. He's too childish. And I know he's young. He's just childish.
Yeah.
And maybe I feel like he probably he just seems like he needed a lot. And I don't think he was giving a lot either. I think a lot of whatever he did give was for cameras.
Right.
I feel like he was his most like, oh, my girl, when cameras were around. It didn't feel like it was natural to him the way he was moving.
And he was always, apparently, it was obvious competition with her. Instead of letting her shine the way that Nick is like, oh no, take her picture. Ace is like in front of the picture. You know what I'm saying? It was like such a difference in energy. And I am glad that we're able to visibly see her be lighter and become more of her authentic self and like step into that. I do feel like it was like, even on the island, it felt like a weight of their relationship in retrospect, kind of, because I never really shipped them because that whole knew each other first thing, like it was like kind of interesting. And then how he never really chose her when he had the chance, that put me off. And then how she tolerated not being first choice, like usually like that's very putting off to a real queen. Like, not saying that she's not, but she wasn't doing her queen thing, putting up with that shit, because usually if you're not first choice, you don't want to be 15th choice. Like he went to Ulissa, he went to Amaya, he went to, you know what I'm saying? It was just like, really, now it's my turn, bruv, And so I don't know how she could tolerate that. And there is a saying, like, you can get them young and train them, and you can be a young man's slave or an old man's queen, is some of the old housewife talk, right? And so in this case, there is only so much training you do before you obviously are tired. And you have a whiny baby on your hands.
And I'm sorry. And honestly, and the truth is, Shelly is bad. Like, Shelly is like, Shelly, when I saw Shelly on my screen for the first time, I was like, she's gorgeous. I thought the same thing about her and Nicolandria. The thing is that the market for her now is wider than it could have been. And if we were to look at who is today versus Ace
is doing
sorry.
good.
Yeah.
He's doing good.
Yeah.
Okay, for the people that just got here, here's what she said in the interview. It broke on page 6 radio. Actually, I could just go to the video for it. Let me see if it's... But this is what is up right now. Maybe the video's not available.
Yeah, there's actually a lot just happening and stuff. So.
Oh, are things okay?
Well.
Okay?
Are we moving? Okay.
Are we moving on?
So Ace and I actually decided to part ways.
Wait. Oh my God! Did you announce that?
No.
Oh my god,
Oh,
Shelly, I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
No, it's okay.
Are you,
Please don't. Like, it's okay.
how are you feeling?
I mean, it really was a tough decision, like,
Yeah.
for the both of us, and like, very hard to decide. But you know, when you love someone, sometimes loving someone means letting go. So I
Yes.
think we just got to that decision.
Okay.
Also
that
getting
was
to a
best.
part where, because you both have love for each other, you end it
Exactly.
before that ends, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So it came from like a mutual level of respect.
A mutual level of respect and
This is from Page Six Radio. Just broke 27 minutes ago. I was in here ranting and raving, and the people in the chat were trying to tell me Shalace is no longer. Shalace in 5 months, that is. And now they're no longer together. And she was on a talk show this morning and broke the news there. Page Six Radio is where the interview was. And this was the first thing exclusive. Shelly Bistain announces Ace Green breakup. 26 minutes or so ago. We're going to finish listening to this. Yes. Chalet in 5 months. Yep. Ace likes men. Ooh, Tino. Ooh, I didn't finish
didn't
reading
say
that
that.
out loud. I didn't, did I? Uh-oh.
I didn't say that.
Uh-oh. I didn't mean to say that. That was a comment that I read. Not one to celebrate downfall, but karma is a thing. Yeah, karma knows your address. Even if you turn your GPS off, karma can find you. She's a very so you thought you were a detective. Karma is the detective in this piece. She will find you. She will find. Okay?
Listen, no, I'm dying.
Right?
I'm
Okay.
laughing, but yeah, go ahead and play the rest, please. You gotta see
understanding
this.
that, you know, we wanted this to work, but sometimes things don't work. Couples go through things that are very challenging, and sometimes the best thing to do is just, you know, make a decision that needs to be made.
And
So
I have to imagine too, it must have been hard for you guys to come to this conclusion when there's a lot of eyes on you and a lot of people like being like, we love you guys together, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, okay, but we're going through, like, we're trying to be ourselves and the best that we can be.
Exactly.
How, like, were the conversations you both had with that?
you know, we had a lot of conversation, you know, and at the end of the day, it was just like a mutual agreement of like, you know what, this is for the best. And I've definitely thought about like, you know, our supporters, our fans and stuff, but I'll trust that they'll understand that, you know, this decision needed to be made if we were able to come to this mutual decision.
Right.
So
Like obviously you want to keep some things private and to
Absolutely,
yourself, but
yeah.
for the fans who are hoping for a definitive answer of like why did they break up? Like what would you say? Like what's kind of like the main reason?
Listen, a lot happens in relationships,
Okay.
and you know, I just feel like people can understand that. You know, I think out of respect for the both of us, like the details aren't really necessary.
Right.
You know, like I think we can be peaceful and just understand that, you know, we're good with being able to be on the same page.
And that's like such an interesting thing, like you were mentioning, Danny, just like knowing that so many people ship you two, ship
Yeah.
the two of you, and were supporting you guys. Did that sort of, do you think that extended the relationship longer than it might have lasted because you kind of like felt in a way that you owed it to the fans to kind of like stick together?
No, because like our relationship from the very beginning was understanding of like our relationship isn't for the press, for the media or anything. Like it's because I truly love you and you truly love me. But you know, challenges happen in relationships, and sometimes, like I said, like you want to just be able to say, you know what, let's leave it right here before you know it turns into something never needs to be. Like we can leave off on light and love, you know.
Right.
Yeah, and also that's what I kind of, and especially when you were talking about how much stuff you're planning for 2026,
Yeah.
to have to, like, to try to fix something that doesn't need to be fixed because it could just be where it is, like, could slow you both down for that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And also now I totally understand why you're like, yeah, I don't think I want to go on a reality show to unpack all of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean,
Yeah.
I just want to be able, basically, I just want to be able to, 'cause honestly, this whole process is gonna come with a lot of healing, a lot of growth, and a lot of just like time with myself, you know. So I just would love that privacy and be able to just, you know, focus on myself going
And
forward.
I feel like that's, and to focus on yourself, and then when you feel ready, you know, you can like be in a different place, and you might even want different things in a future relationship, you know what I mean?
Exactly. Like it's all about, I think we're put on this earth to like experience people. So who knows how long that experience could last. Like sometimes we want it to last a lifetime, and sometimes it's just
Like a
like
reason
it's
not
for
to.
that moment
Yeah.
in time, you know. So it's like very grateful nonetheless, and at the end of the day, I wish Ace the best.
Yeah.
And for myself, I'm like, okay, I just have to focus, healing, grow.
You're like, I wish the best for myself.
What's next? Yeah, I truly do, you know? So that's where I'm at
I
with
kind
it.
of
Okay, you guys, that was Shelly Bethane confirming the breakup with her and Ace Green, you guys. Hold up, wait a minute. Wow, she tried. She tried. I'm glad she did it. They broke up. Yep. I'm glad she did it. She was talking the way she's talking. She's like, let's just leave things here before it's really bad. What? What the fuck happened? Did they get into a big ass argument about his narcissistic tendencies? Like, I wonder what happened that she was like, oh, let's before something. Yeah, like, what? How bad was it? And then you go through things in relationships to build a foundation to get through stuff so that you can have a future sustainability. But also you go through things to find out if you can go through things with the other person. Not everybody travels well. Not everybody travels well. And if you go through something with somebody and you find out they don't travel well, then you put them back because you need to have somebody who's going to be able to return home with you because you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'm glad that she did this. I'm very pleased for Shelly. And everybody is acknowledging, doesn't she look lighter and like happier and like already in a glow up state? Like, okay, yes, I'm good.
Good morning, Curves.
Grand Rising, sorry.
How are you?
Most excellente.
I'm okay. So this was not on my bingo card this morning,
Not at all.
and I know I'm probably gonna tick some people off when I say this, but I'm kind of like, so as much as their relationship was kind of PR-ish esque, so to
Yes.
speak,
Yeah.
I almost wonder if this isn't truly like not true.
Oh, like
You know
you,
what I mean?
like
Like,
maybe they're saying it so she can get some opportunities and then they'll be like, oh, we're
Yeah.
back together later.
Yeah, I hate to say that, but I'm just like, there's so many things about them before the island that said that they were together
Yeah.
or that they knew each other, and when they were saying they weren't, I just feel like they've kind of put themselves publicly in a situation where now people are going to question everything, even including this.
Yeah.
And if it is true that they did break up, I do feel, I don't feel like any Nicolandrian fans wanted them to break up, but I do feel like Nicolandrian fans felt like he was not the best suited for her.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And that if they could get through this and if Ace learned to grow and mature, then maybe they would, be good for each other. But I don't know. I feel like this, I don't know. I feel like if Alandria and
Thanks,
Nick
boss.
ever broke up, and I don't want them ever to break up, but if they did, I don't feel like they would do this. I feel
Right.
like we wouldn't hear from them for like months and months and months.
Okay, I agree with you to an extent, right? I believe the breakup is real because I'm not gonna lie, I never thought they were gonna last. Yeah, I never thought they were gonna last because he's a child and she's getting to her grown space, and I never thought that I knew we saw his childish tendencies, and I think Curves made a great point when she said he was always competing with her for the light, where instead of encouraging her light, he was more like, put me on that, put me on that, put me on that. It wasn't like we've heard other people in relationships talk about their partner in a way that it seems very joyful, very proud, very elated. Anytime Ace spoke, it was about him.
Yeah.
Like, my girl, I don't think he understands the concept of we. I think her making it public is also publicity because she wants to make sure that everybody who was mad at me before I have dropped the Looney Tune, please, stop riding me. So I think that's why she felt the need to come out here and make this announcement personally for her. But as far as I think it's real. I don't think Ace can be with anybody for a long time. I think this is his first girlfriend.
Yeah, I mean, and I genuinely hope that they parted ways amicably, and then she can move on with her life. Because I'm with you. I don't think that he is, but there's a little small piece of me that says, how many times have we revisited this? Like, once she gets her career back, are they going to revisit it back? You know, are they going to reheat those nachos again? And then we're going to find out that it was like, surprise. We really didn't. We just kind of laid low. I don't know. I'm kind of side-eyeing this one for a second. I'm kind of one of those. This is one of those things where I'm like, let me just sit back and watch how this unfolds.
Yeah, I definitely agree because with them it's always crazy. But no, I'm not. Again, I don't know. I'm not happy about the breakup. It's weird because I'm not like I'm like oh yeah, like ooh. But there's a part of me that's like, it was a matter of time, cool. But then it's like, I wonder what this is gonna do for her career wise.
Yeah.
I wonder how this is gonna affect her.
I think this is going to be great for her career, honestly.
For sure.
She was kind of weighing her career down, which is partly the reasons, you know, and I don't blame her if this was one of the reasons why she did it. I mean, girl, you got to look out for yourself.
Right.
Number one.
You know what I mean? You can't allow, especially since a lot of us are, you know, one of the biggest gripes was that we didn't particularly care for the whole male-centeredness of some of the women on the island.
Right.
So with that, yeah, I agree with you, and I'm with you too. I'm human. I don't want to see people break up, but I don't understand how they got together in the first place. Anyway, but that's another whole story. But again, I guess I'm kind of gagged because I'm like, this was not on my bingo card this morning. What day
not
is it?
at
Friday?
all.
It's Friday.
Hi guys.
Hey boss, what's good? Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. I can't stay on for long. I'm just gonna give my I always wish peace and positivity for them.
Yes.
I stopped liking them after what they did to Nicolandria.
Right.
I'm hoping too that the fan base, the Shelley's fan base, don't come for Shelley. Like I hope they still end up liking her and liking them as individuals.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that if this is true and not later down the line, you know, some people do get back together, you know, they need break space, all that. But I just hope that they both learn from this because, you know, people got to remember, yes, you can blame him a little bit, but he's young. He needs more relationships before he gets to finally say, like, okay, this was his first girlfriend. So, you know, he didn't have, like some of the other islanders had multiple girlfriends. So they've been through girlfriends, so they know, you know?
Yeah.
So for him, he needs this time to go through and enjoy, and you know, same with her. You know, she's older, so she's probably experienced a lot, but with relationships. So, but he needs to do that. So hopefully like I said, hopefully they, you know, can walk with grace. One thing I do worry about, I know for her is that
that's Shelley from Love Island.
She's gonna have to tread lightly because if she says anything bad about him or do anything wrong, he's young. He's gonna try to say, "Oh,
he's 23 now."
This
right.
is her. He's gonna try to blame things on her with everything that happened previous. So hopefully they came to a mutual respect that, you know, what was done was done. I'm not gonna bash you. You're not gonna bash me. We're gonna go about our separate ways, and we decide to get back together. We get back together. And the last thing I would say on this point before I drop, I hope their fan base don't start coming over here saying, "Oh, we like Nicolandria, we like Nicolandria."
They're not gonna do that.
Yes, they broke up, Nick.
They're talking so much mess, and then now you know, his friend the other day was going through trying to bash Alandria's sister. Like, I just hope that this will give people some type of discernment just to move with grace, stick to what you know, and to start being more positive to people.
Yeah.
Good morning.
They said,
and I hope you have a wonderful day, and I agree with you. I love it when we're on the same lives together. But and now I've been seeing Simi on lives too with me, so that's awesome.
Be here all the time. I had to disconnect for a minute. That's why.
I just love it. But what I was gonna say is, like, I agree with you. I'm worried for her because I do feel like the majority of the Shalazers were more acers.
Yep.
Oh.
They say that. They say that.
So and again, like I said, I was never really truly, I was never a fan. I was a fan of Shelley at day one. After that, I
Me too.
Like,
oh my gosh.
I had a lot of things. Yeah, Curves had said a lot about this in previous lives, and I agree with. I think Curves and I kind of feel the same way. I don't know if it's because we're in a different generation, or I don't. We've seen a lot in our lives. We're both. She's current Californian. I'm an ex-Californian.
Right.
I don't know what it is, but we kind of we're on the same surfboard on that situation. But
Exactly.
I still don't. Yeah, but I still don't wish ill will on her. But I just worry for her about their fandom, because I feel like it was more acers.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she's like Jessie Wu.
Is she what, Jessie Wu? Jessie
I don't like
Wu?
that girl for nothing.
You're something. So.
That is hilarious. But because I was a Shalandrian before I was a Nicolandrian. And so yes, when they entered the island together and I was a first time islander, I was so impressed with them being able to open the show, and then I felt like they did a lot of the carrying of the show. And I really liked them. I thought they were really soul sisters. Hey, they fooled me hook, line, and sinker. And now, so that's why I really hope that she's on a good foot. I know she did a lot of silent bidding, is what we can call it. Like her silence became her acceptance of the ill will that was gone towards Nick and Olandria from her sphere. Her sphere would be, her dude, because it was supposed to be core 4. And then he blew it up, and now look, for nothing. He doesn't even have his girl. He blew it up. He don't have his friend. Nick would have been a great friend to him right now in the midst of this breakup with Shelly. He would have been a real friend to him, but he doesn't even have a friend, you guys. Look.
He can go hug Speedy.
Oh, he's got Cookie.
He can go hug Speedy.
Oh, I saw that he still follows Cookie, and he just started following Nick and Olandria again, allegedly, on Instagram.
Oh, God.
I'll
tell you what, I also feel for Shelly, because Cookie was unhinged. So
who is Cookie? Which one is Cookie?
Cookie is his friend that he used to do podcasts with, like cooking podcasts, and I think Cookie was in love with Ace. Well, when they were still in the villa, and Ace was kind of going through
never unfollowed them. Okay. They're saying that he never unfollowed them.
I didn't follow him, but I just started seeing all these TikToks. I was like, who the heck is this girl? Because she's talking about beating up Shelly, and Shelly's wrong, and Ace is going through it, and she's just making his experience bad. I'm paraphrasing. But I mean, she did say she wanted to go after her, and she was gonna throw hands, and if I see her and this, that, and the other, and people were like, what, you're gonna look stupid when those two get together. And then they got together, and everybody's like, okay, Ace, now that you guys are together and you're out of the villa, are you gonna address Cookie? Because your little bestie was like talking trash about your woman, and he didn't say anything. But then he got on that podcast, or he did a TikTok where it was like loud, and he was like, hey, it's great to be out, and yeah. And he just said, I want to make like a PSA that Shelly and I are together, and I'm in love, and everybody's going to be on board. That was it. That was like his way of addressing the whole Cookie thing. And everybody was like sitting on there going, well, what about Cookie? What about Cookie? What about Cookie? He wouldn't even answer it.
You know what could have been it? Somebody just said in the comments, Tia is talking about if he wasn't bitter and jealous, he would have been on Beyond the Villa, in my opinion. And I agree. I think that could have been Shelly's tipping point. Like, I feel like when they got left out of that, and even though she was at his little toy drive this weekend, and even though they were at each other's house for Thanksgiving, I don't know. I just wasn't feeling like they were together. I don't know. Maybe.
So are we learning that being at somebody's house at Thanksgiving doesn't mean y'all in a relationship?
Doesn't mean shit.
Oh my God! Who would have thunk it?
Shit. You are on a roll today, girl. I love it.
No, because I think people are so obsessed with seeing things on social media. Listen, as far as if you ever see my social media in across all the different realms, I ain't never had a man. I don't got nothing. I just be out here. I only fly around the world. Like, people are so obsessed with optics, and they're so obsessed with what people are willing to post, what they're not. Some of the people, like, let's be honest, the Kardashians post everything, and we still don't know much about their personal lives half the time. Half the things we know about them, we find out from TMZ. Let's be honest about how people really move. Social media is not reality.
Right.
Everybody needs to calm the hell down, please. Because now they were there for Thanksgiving, and guess what? She took a picture with her daddy. And now they're broken up. And I feel like they've been
Oh, and I love his mom is our stylist. And oh, I love Miss Green. And look.
Like again, the funny thing is, let me be very honest and let me be very clear. I'm not happy that they are broken up. I'm not happy that
Yeah, nobody's happy about it.
You have to go through a breakup and dealing with the things from a breakup. But I am saying that we all, especially anybody who's older than Shelly, already saw where this was going.
Yeah.
And the fact that this young man is hyper. He's just a hyper human being. He's solely focused on himself. According to what we know about the show, up until the reunion, the only person who had watched every episode was Ace. The only person who could quote that were said when he wasn't in the room was Ace, because he really, really had a plan for what this was supposed to be for him, and it didn't turn out that way. So I knew that there was no way he was going to relate to the people who were making success out of it the way he wanted to. Because in his mind, he was like, I'm already big.
Yeah.
I'm just coming to get bigger. And then he saw everybody surpass him, and he's like, what the hell happened? How did I mess up? And please just think about any man that you know, especially any young man that you know, that's dealing with an identity of my plan didn't go according to plan. This. He's like working things out through his own head. Even if he wasn't a narcissist, just in fact, if he wasn't a narcissist, that would not be the time to hop into a relationship. So the fact that he decided that he was going to come out and then make a show of being in a relationship with this girl, make a show, like he honestly just continued to make a show of everything.
Yeah.
Even him being late to her birthday party, he made it a show.
Right.
We find out Olandra was at her birthday party because everybody else posted it. Olandra did not. I didn't find out. Olandra posted videos, I think 5 days later.
Right.
When I finally saw that she was even there. He makes a show out of every single thing that has to do with them. Whereas if he really wanted to build a relationship, he could have continued to do what he was initially doing and build this relationship with this girl. But the fact that this woman is growing and she's getting the opportunities that he felt like where he was owed. Let's be very clear. He didn't feel like he should have gotten. He feels like it was owed to him. A lot of the deals that he feels that the whole nicolandria fan base was doing, he thought that was going to be him. He was confused because he said, I came up here with somebody I knew before. I was doing the Black Love song. I was doing all these things. So it not working out for him, there was no way he was going to treat her with the best way possible. And then adding the fact that he's a narcissist on top of that, they couldn't grow a relationship that was going to grow to anything.
Yeah. And I just want to interject too, and keep going, but I just want to interrupt. Just so you know, for the collective that's popping in here, we're having a discussion about this. Don't think that we're all excited about this. We're all grown ass women. We do have empathy. So we don't need to be told, to take the high road or to be mature about this. This is really just a discussion because I think everybody is kind of shocked but not shocked.
Yes.
So does that make sense? So I just want to make sure that we don't see any more comments about kind of telling us how to.
Yeah, I don't really like being told how to navigate life in that regard. Oh no, it's just Brianna's Talking's comment is, as Nicolandria Nation, we need to take the high road. And then
no, we definitely not taking a low road. Let's be clear. I've made it clear that I feel bad for the fact that she has to go through a breakup.
Right.
She was talking to the chat.
Is the chat going off?
Makes a lot of sense.
I was like, I felt like I said that to begin with, but
yeah, we made that clear.
I agree with you, Linz Marcel. Everybody in this chat, especially if you aren't a true Nicolandrian fan, because we know that there's some second and third base fans or whatever. Y'all need to learn how to take the high road in general, because the Nicolandrians are about tired of y'all, and we're about ready to whack ya.
And the funny thing is, the worst part is, I know that because I feel like it's not even like other people's fans. It's just like the people that are anti-Nicolandrian are about to. The narrative is going to be this. Well, my clients can break up because they weren't doing it for TV. They're not doing it for PR. So of course they go and break up and tell us because they were never doing it for nobody else. They were doing it because they was for real. Sit down.
Oh my gosh.
Be for real at home. Thank you.
Well,
that's all I got for you.
I'm
at
with
your
you.
house.
I'm with you. Yeah, this is shocking news. It's, nobody wants to see anybody break up, but nobody's surprised. A few of us are a little side-eyeing that is this truly a breakup?
You said they saying that right now. I know these people. They have the
Yep.
they have the same playbook. They're not original. They're not new
No.
thinkers. They literally they work within the small mind, the same mind that Ace works in. They think like the world is in this circle, and they think the world makes moves because of them. Because I know that's what they're gonna. Oh yeah, my clients can break up because I'm like, nah, they can break up because the goal was to make a career out of this, but Black Love didn't make him a career, and she was like, you're not worth the energy.
Right.
You're taking all the BS, and you're not even a good man. No, thank you, boo.
I used to love Threads, but it's starting to look like Twitter, and Twitter is just, I feel like it's emotionally, it's like watching like Miss Rachel or something. It's gotten bad.
Ace
Like
is
the
gonna
emotional.
wait 3 weeks, and he's gonna be back outside telling you guys, yeah, it was great. Like, we just broke. We it wasn't like a breakup, and I was just like, as we grew together, it just didn't work out. And I love that girl. That's my girl. I love her still to death. Yeah, everything good, everything cool. Yeah. That's exactly what he's gonna do because the boy lacks accountability.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. So we broke the news.
Check on Ace. I hope he's okay. The boy's a 3 triple Leo. He's fine.
He'll be fine. Yeah. He was only in it for himself. he was ever only in it for himself.
I promise you he's gonna tweet something random about the fact that she spoke about it though. I promise you y'all gonna see something about like, dang, like going through things privately is how I live my life. I never did it for the public eye. He's a very predictable person because I feel like he does things in the low, he does what I would do when I was 22. So
yeah.
I expect it from him. So, and that's just how he behaves. Like, sorry.
Oh my God. Do you know how over they would be if this was a publicity stunt? They could never come back. They could never recover from finding out this was a publicity stunt. They could never.
But people already think that some of the stuff that they were doing were publicity stunts. So this is nothing new.
Yeah.
Person.
But I will say that what. Go ahead.
I just want to say everything about this. 2 weeks ago, he was with his mama and daddy taking pictures. Like, just to let y'all know.
With turkey.
For PR.
And sweet potato pie.
Happens for PR. That is when they were just on a podcast together. People who do shit for the plot, that's
the behavior.
That's just the character that they did. And for them to do that a week ago and to come and hit you with that, she didn't sound like she just broke up with him today.
Yeah.
It's like she's done with this person.
Done.
And they were keeping optics, and they're showing y'all, they're literally giving you receipts that a lot of the shit we did was for PR, but y'all people are still gonna wake up tomorrow or in this evening when they see this, they're gonna be like, well, because they're not for publicity, they never needed it, that's why they can break
But
up.
they were literally just together for the Billboard thing, and they were literally just together this weekend. They were literally for the toy drive. He hosted a toy drive on Saturday.
For people like him, his age, his babies like him?
No, like a toy drive.
I block everything about.
Good morning.
Anything?
Yeah, he hosted a toy drive because remember, okay, I told you guys last week I went on to his live where he had 3,000 people in his live and he said, "Give me 1 million likes and I'll tell you guys story time and tell you guys the schedule and everything that's going on with us." And then he kept threatening to shut off the live because there wasn't to 1 million yet and it had been 15 minutes. So then they finally get him to 1 million likes after he said, "The only way I'll tell you is story time." Huh?
People stayed in that live?
Yeah, people stayed in there. So 3,000 people were in there and they stayed and they tapped him to 1 million. It took a little over 20 minutes to get him to 1 million. And then he gets to 1 million and he says story time is tomorrow. And what he announced instead was that he was holding a toy drive and he wanted everybody to come and, come to this toy drive and food giveaway that he was putting on in his hood in LA. And so, yeah, so then Shelly came out to that this weekend and now they're broke up by Friday.
So how much did it seem like it was a good crowd on the toy drive? Because I'm sure.
I saw pictures from it, and he was dancing. They were playing games. He was giving away food. Shelly was there taking pictures with people. Yeah, they posted about it.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah, yeah, and they took pictures together there, like they were together. Yeah.
Okay. I just remember this Curves. We had this conversation when people were talking about. This was way back in the beginning, and they were talking about those two, and they're gonna last forever. And you and I were kind of like, and we said the biggest telltale sign was on Parents' Day when all the parents came in.
Yeah.
You and I both peeped. We were like, we just didn't feel Dad was real down.
Her dad did not like him.
Right.
Yeah.
Her dad did not like him.
Yeah, and I said something on a comment or something like this, and it must have been a shalazer, because that person came after me hard, and I said, hey, I'm a parent. All right, first of all, I said, are you a parent? And they were like, no. I said, I'm a parent, and I said, I can peep, especially a daughter of a black father.
Mm-hmm.
I can peep when my dad was not down with somebody. Like you just know.
You can totally tell. He was not checking for him. He was like, he's short.
If you're a daddy's girl, all the daddy's girls in this chat, come on, y'all know Curves.
Daddy's girl.
If
Yeah.
you are a daddy's girl, you know when your dad is not down with it.
Right. I'm gonna let this play one more time. Real quick, because there's people, they didn't hear it. There's more people over here on the YouTube, so I was gonna let it play one more time. Her announcement that she's broke up with Ace. It was mutual, I think she says, actually. Oh, there we go. Where'd it go?
The chat, put in there if you know if it's daddy's girl, you know when your dad's not side.
Not quite.
Side.
No,
We have a ways to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No moving in together. Yeah, there's actually a lot just happening and stuff. So.
Oh, are things okay?
Well.
Okay?
Are we moving? Okay.
Are we moving on?
So Ace and I actually decided to part ways.
Wait.
Yes.
Oh my God! Did you announce that?
No.
Oh my God, Shelly, I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
No, it's okay. Please don't. Like, it's
How
okay.
are you feeling?
I mean, it really was a tough decision, like for the both of us, and like, very, very hard to decide. But you know, when you love someone, sometimes loving someone means letting go. So I think we just got to that decision.
And also getting to a point where, because you both have love for each other, you end it before that ends. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So it came from like a mutual level of respect.
A mutual level of respect and understanding that, you know, we wanted this to work, but sometimes things don't work. Couples go through things that are very challenging, and sometimes the best thing to do is just, you know, make a decision that needs to be made.
And
So.
I have to imagine too, it must have been hard for you guys to come to this conclusion when there's a lot of eyes on you and a lot of people like being like, we love you guys together,
Exactly.
and you're like, okay, but we're going through, like, we're trying to be ourselves and the best that we can be.
Exactly.
How, like, were the conversations you both had with that?
You know, we had a lot of conversation, you know, and at the end of the day, it was just like a mutual agreement of like, you know what, this is for the best. And I've definitely thought about, like, you know, our supporters, our fans and stuff, but I'll trust that they'll understand that, you know, this decision needed to be made if we were able to come to this mutual decision.
Right.
So,
like, obviously you want to keep some things private and to yourself,
Absolutely,
but
yeah.
for the fans who are hoping for a definitive answer of like, why did they break up? Like, what would you say? Like, what's kind of like the main reason?
Listen, a lot happens in relationships, and you know, I just feel like people can understand that. You know, I think out of respect for the both of us, like the details aren't really necessary.
Right.
You know, like I think we can be peaceful and just understand that, you know, we're good with being able to be on the same page.
And that's like such an interesting thing, like you were mentioning, Danny, just like knowing that so many people ship you two, the two of you, and were supporting you guys. Did that sort of, do you think that extended the relationship longer than it might have lasted because you kind of like felt in a way that you owed it to the fans to kind of like stick together?
No, because like our relationship from the very beginning was understanding of like our relationship isn't for the press, for the media or anything. Like it's because I truly love you and you truly love me. But you know, challenges happen in relationships, and sometimes, like I said, like you want to just be able to say, you know what, let's leave it right here before, you know, it turns into something never needs to be. Like, we can leave off on light and love, you know?
Right.
Yeah, and also that's what I kind of, and especially when you were talking about how much stuff you're planning for 2026,
Yeah.
to have to, like, to try to fix something that doesn't need to be fixed because it could just be where it is, like,
Yeah.
it could slow you both down for that.
Absolutely.
And also now I totally understand why you're like, yeah, I don't think I want to go on a reality show to unpack all of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean,
Yeah.
I just want to be able, I just want to be able to, 'cause
Yes.
honestly, this whole process is gonna come with a lot of healing, a lot of growth, and a lot of just like time with myself, you know. So I just would love that privacy and be able to just, you know, focus on myself going
And
forward.
I feel like that's, and to focus on yourself, and then when you feel ready, you know, you can like be in a different place, and you might even want different things in a future relationship. You know what
Exactly. Like, it's all about, I think we're put on this earth to like experience people. So who knows how long that experience could last. Like, sometimes we want it to last a lifetime, and sometimes it's just
Like a
like
reason or
it's for
two.
that moment in time, you know. So it's like very grateful nonetheless. And at the end of the day, I wish Ace the best.
Yeah.
And for myself, I'm like, okay, I just have to focus, healing, growth.
You're like, I wish the best for myself.
What's next? Yeah, I truly do, you know. So that's where I'm at
I
with
kind
it.
of.
So that was it. That was it. She didn't really give us a reason, I don't think. But she doesn't owe us a reason either, not really. You know, I'm willing to admit that. She doesn't owe us anything. And, yep, facts. We have the end of Shalace as we know it. It was Shalace in 5 months. And
That's so wrong is right.
I know it's too soon. Too soon. I don't know. I don't think so.
The other thing that I'm concerned about too is that you're gonna get the Shalazers coming now to Olandria and wanting the whole Olandria and Shelly thing again, and I don't think that's a nacho that needs to be reheated, and I think part of the reason is because Erin is in here in the comments, and she said something tells me that this is a stunt to rehab their reps, and they'll reunite in a dramatic fashion soon. I could see that too, and I think that's the reason why I have so many concerns about this.
Oh no.
Concerns even for Shelly. Like, I feel bad for her and his fans going after her, but I also just.
But I'll trust that they'll understand that, you know, this decision needed to be made if we were able to come to this mutual decision.
Right.
So
Like,
Stop.
obviously you want to keep some things private and
You know what's funny?
There we go.
I see the story going like this, right? There's gonna be an event sometime, maybe in June, if they actually get together, and they'll be like, I just saw her, and the feelings just came rushing back, and I was like, man, I can't let her go. You know, I love this girl. That's my girl. Boom.
I really hope that. I really hope that's not true. I really hope that this is because she's 28, tried, and realized that she was dating down and she deserves more maturity and somebody who's going to put her in front of all the cameras and opportunities without it having to be about them at all. She's not going to have to argue. They've been doing so much bickering and arguing since day one, like two old people. Remember all the fighting they were doing even in the villa over the kids? They were bickering the whole time. And I bet she's just tired. She's just, you know, it takes a lot to have a baby when you haven't had a baby.
And he was gonna be her first child.
Or when you have a baby already and then you bring a baby in the world because your husband's a baby. I mean,
Right.
so it's a lot of work.
And she lost a lot of opportunities. It's like you literally had to sit by and watch Olandria get opportunities because of her, what they called at the time PR relationship, for you to not get opportunities for what was called a real relationship. But you guys being together just on Sunday makes it feel like, was it PR? Because you guys really looked okay on Sunday, but that's how breakups happen too. Like, especially those, ooh, don't you hate that time that you and the guy broke up, but you guys had literally just had good sex. And like you think everything's fine. You thought everything was fine. Like you literally just had this sex, right? And then a couple days later go by and it's like, oh, well, I was really thinking like, you know, I really just did. And it ended up being the last sex. Like, it was like the one, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm
Because you
saying?
announced it that soon.
Yeah.
Thing. So like, I feel like I've never broken up with somebody and told people within the same month that we've broken up. Like, it's like naturally I'm going about my life, and it's like, oh, yeah, he's okay. Yeah, he's okay. It's like when I'm completely over the situation, I'm like, yeah, we broke up. Leave me alone. We broke up 2 months ago. And they're like, oh, really? I'm like, yeah, because I feel like in the middle of breakup, makeup, I can't break up with my man today, tomorrow, yesterday, and come and tell you I broke up with him today. It's not possible. Because I might be back in this bed tonight. We don't know what's going on. But like, so for her to make this announcement, they've been broken up for a minute. I refuse to believe that even her management will allow her to come on here and make this statement if they aren't like officially done. Because the thing is, she like, I don't, even though he acts a fool, she gets a lot of bad PR for the nonsense that he does. If she comes up here and perpetuates this story, and February 14th, she's over here talking about my boyfriend, they will eat her up.
Yeah.
Even after her fans will eat her up. She better not do that nonsense.
Eve 41 just joined. Hi, how are you?
What's good, Eve?
I was waiting for you guys to finish what you're saying. Well, this is my thoughts. I think they were the PR couple.
Of course.
We all thought that.
I didn't say that.
Because the moment Ace did that,
of course.
the moment Ace did that, that is when I realized both of them, they know they are the PR couple. But they wanted our attention to go on Nick and Ola.
Not even that though, but
No,
Ace is so childish. Like, Ace was 22, y'all. Shelly is like, what, 27? 28? That was never going to work.
Right,
Never.
that part.
Well, I think when you have a mature, like, look at Priyanka and Nick Jonas, right? Priyanka is 10 years older than Nick Jonas, but they are married. I think when the boy is matured enough, you'll be okay. But Ace wasn't mature. He's young, and then he's not matured also. So that made that relationship, the PR, not work.
Right.
That is
The
my
Nick
fault.
Jonas, he had multiple relationships.
Yeah,
I think the biggest issue.
Yeah,
I think the biggest issue here was that this was the first relationship for Ace.
Right.
Right.
That was the biggest issue.
I think they broke up before the Thanksgiving, but they were acting like, oh.
Charlie's turn to go get Shelly now. That's all I wanted to say.
Uh-oh.
No, I'm being so serious.
I know you are. That's
I'm so serious, y'all.
Whose turn?
Charlie.
Charlie.
Who's Charlie?
Charlie Chucky. Chucky Charlie. You know, the mod. The super mod.
Okay.
Go get her. I was talking about.
Okay.
Go get her. So
Because look, he was like, yeah, this is Ace girl, but Shelly, da-da-da. I'm like, no, that's not Ace girl no more. Go get Shelly, because we know you wanted Shelly. So who came in to get first was Shelly. Shelly had all these men want her just for Shelly kept playing with her. I mean, yeah, I think she, I don't know. I feel like she actually finds the right one for real. That she, you know, Ace wasn't the right
the
one.
men that, like, let's be honest, right? Shelly she's a body. I have to say it with a Nigerian accent. I can't even say it in English. Like, she's a body. The baby's fine. Think about the level of men that are in this. Like,
Chris was a good match for her.
Ace didn't have a real possibility. I'm sorry.
Ace
Never.
was everything for her. Shelly would have had.
And the one thing is, we have to also learn something as a woman. I'd rather choose my friend than choose a man. You see, the moment you chose A's side, look up now. Look, the relationship did not work. Look,
Bro,
now you can't go back to your girlfriend or your soul sister anymore. You missed that one.
He was too prideful, y'all. Like every interview, he was so prideful.
He had
his interviews were so shady. Even the new one that he did was shady.
Yes.
Oh, he did another one?
Yeah, with what is it, Miley Cyrus, Mo? Right? That one?
I didn't know.
Ace did like a new interview. Yeah.
Oh, Ace.
What was the interview?
It was with him and Shelly.
yeah, they just did an interview yesterday on Billboard. Yeah, Billboard interviewed him again.
Yeah, and it was shady.
How was it shady, Caroline? Because I like I said, I don't follow anything, so I get nothing.
No, he was just saying that I'm standing on business and all these like terms, I guess was like PR or something like that. Like he didn't actually say PR, but you can get where he was going.
With Nicolandria?
Yeah, and I guess like Iris and TJ and
Well, we don't care.
We don't care.
He's back, so he was back to saying negative stuff about Nicolandria.
yes. And not even, but like the couples of Love Island in general. Like he was just saying, "Oh, I know that I stood on business. This is what I said, and we ain't gotta fake it or something like that." He said,
No.
"Yeah."
Because I was looking for the interview and couldn't find it. I only saw clips on
Billboard is mad at them.
online. I couldn't find the whole interview.
Wait, what was the name of the interview they did? When the cooking video that who
That was complex. That was complex.
Yeah,
Complex said, and this was we did this before we found out that this boy was a madman. Look, we're gonna go put another disclaimer. Before we found out these members ain't even together.
But no, he literally ruined her brand. He ruined her brand deals, y'all. Like she was losing money all because of Ace.
But not only was the public not messing with her, even Love Island cast members weren't really messing with her. Like he literally screwed her over. Like this girl was at the same show as Maya and Iris, and they fled from her. They were sitting next to her, and they took pictures and cropped her out of the photo. That's the kind of PR she had with it because of this man. That's what he did to her. Right. Your man should be out here trying to be like, even if my girl don't like y'all, it's cool, keep it steady, keep it cool, because as a man, you stay in a man's place. But this man evoked nonsense into her life.
But let's not think that she's innocent. She's not.
I don't think
innocent.
She's smarter.
She's older. She's more mature than.
Yeah, she's smarter. So that's why that's why I can't hold her feet to the fire because she has not done anything. You get what I'm saying?
Right, because like she offered you, and I feel like she also had parts in the interview. Like
she had parts, but publicly she has never done anything. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't.
So
not saying anything too, right?
Inactivity, to me, the inactivity was activity.
Thank you.
I agree with what you're saying, but what I'm telling you is that if people don't get mad at you, they get mad at you for not doing stuff, but people are more upset because you are compliant and him moving mad. You get what I'm saying? Can we say that she really... My problem with her was the whole time Angela calling her sister, she always said, I'm down to meet everybody. I love everybody. That's why I was annoyed with her. I was annoyed before the Ace interview came out. The Ace interview just was the struggle Campbell's back for me. That's how I felt about her. But
and then one thing is, I realized she was jealous of the Nicolandria community, the whole Nicolandria thing. Both of them, her and Ace, were jealous of it. Because why is it that they are black
there
love?
With the plan. We were selling black love. We would try other people, but we'll always come back to
They really try to be Keith Powers and Ryan Destiny. I'm so serious.
Yeah.
They really tried to be.
That's what annoyed me, and then knowing that because we knew that they knew each other before this.
Yes.
Before the show was even barely started.
Yes.
And to me, that was like, well, that defies the whole purpose of what Love Island is. I feel like now I am side-eyeing her and her part in that.
No, she made me so mad because it's you should have been smarter than that. You came on a show and actually played when there was actually guys that was willing.
Chris was a better man than Ace. And
I've seen that with my Chris. She had Chris, she had Charlie, she had Austin. She had all three of them guys on her.
And Austin would have given her that feeling.
And the problem with Chris is
on her like white on rice.
And I feel bad because Chris is just a different person, than he came in the villa because of the PTSD from what's her face.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if he would have stayed with Shelly, I think they both would have grown, and I think Chris would have been one that I think Chris would have grown too. And so I don't know. I wished that she would have picked anybody but
him. But I have a question. Creative Delani, you said you cannot think that Ola will be better off with Shelly in her orbit. Who thinks that? Who said that? Nobody thinks that at all.
Say that again?
Right.
Nobody thinks Ola will be better with Shelly in her orbit. the opportunity for them to have been a duo was when they first got out that villa, right after up to the reunion time. That was the opportunity for them to make it do a thing.
Yeah, but that ship sailed.
It's gone.
It
didn't just sail. It's
gone.
buried. We lit it on fire. It's drowned. It drowned further than the Atlantic. It's gone.
And honestly, that ship would have benefited Shelley more than Olandria.
Yeah.
Right.
So she doesn't need it.
That was my first question, ladies, was does anybody think that now that there is, this breakup, that Shelley will try to create an opportunity to get in the good graces of Olandria again?
Nope.
Yes.
I hope she doesn't. I think see it happening.
I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I think yes. I feel like yes.
Because let's be honest. One thing we know about the fact that she didn't speak, she also has pride, and the fact that the relationship has already soured. I don't think unless she's willing to come and apologize in a way that will, it takes too much humbling for her to go ahead and apologize. So I don't think she would at all.
I hope she don't. I don't need Olandria being back friends with Shelley.
They don't need to be friends at all.
Like, I want those two black women to succeed on their own separately. I want Shelley to be on Shelley Island, and I want Olandria to be on her island. Y'all be very successful, but be successful apart.
And if the opportunity comes to work together in the future, cool, no problem. I don't hate it, but I hope they don't pursue a relationship and try to sell like a Shalandra thing, because I promise you, nobody is crazy.
I don't think Olandria would do that.
I don't think they will, especially because of Alandria's mom, and I think all the burning that has happened for Alandria from just about every single cast member. She made that clear in the Angel podcast when she was just like, I'm gonna stick with my friends before. She's been making that very clear. And then they were both at that True Religion football game in LA together, and when Alandria brought her mom, and I know her mom was like, don't you go over there. So she's done. Cordial, work, professional, and I think they'll keep it there.
Yeah, co-workers is fine.
I hope next year no one makes the same mistakes Shelley did, because that you got played. Like you even got voted off the island, and then broke up with your. That's crazy. Sorry, y'all. I'm so sorry.
Hi, little baby. We love babies.
We do.
I'm so sorry.
No, don't be sorry.
We love babies.
Oh, that was so sweet.
Yeah, they're playing.
Yeah, Charlie's here. Charlie, you have been summoned, Charlie. They want to hear what your thoughts are on Shelley today. And we were just posing the question as to whether or not Shelley should or would or create opportunity to reach out to Olandria. And somebody up here just summoned you. Who was it? Tell her why.
Curves, we can't really see we can't see the
Oh, yeah, because those
words.
Damn it. Okay, let me see what I can do, you guys.
Okay. Thank you.
That's crazy. Let me
the
see.
screenshot that you had.
Yeah, because I was trying to do a screenshot of what we're talking about, because the people go wild if we have the wrong picture up and trying to accommodate crazy,
There's a lot of that in the last couple months.
Let me see, can I find another?
I keep saying I'm going to come on your live one day, but it's so late at night.
I think they're keeping it cordial now, but I do wonder about Ace's best friend.
Cookie.
Who had all that mouth, to talk about Shelley during the season.
I said it too. I am so glad somebody else
is trying to give irrelevant people energy.
Because she gave herself a lot of energy.
And she can continue to give herself energy. I feel like she sounds like an energetic, and with a name like Cookie, she sounds energetic. She looks like she has a lot of energy to give the world. But now, honestly, I hope Shelley never addresses anything that has to do with that character ever in public.
Never.
In public, ever. But guess who I won't be surprised gonna pop up with her at an event? Little Munchkin.
Milo, relax.
Okay.
Say that again?
Wait, I was saying that Little Munchkin might show up with the Cookie Girl at an event because the way his petty is set up and the fact that Shelley announced this to the public.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's capable of being absolutely stupid. Aaron Max, send a request.
Sammy, you need to like look it up because Lila Fort is correct. You need to look up Cookie. Just put it in the search, like Ace's friend Cookie. You look it up and you tell me what you think.
Yeah, was death threats during the season? Yeah.
Let me get out this one after I bet.
Yeah, she was getting so amped up that she was like threatening Shelly's life. It was just like, you need to, and then she ended up having to apologize, and I was like, you need to relax. You need some serious help. Are you secretly in love with Ace and he never gave you a chance? Like, what is this going on?
And wasn't she yelling back at people too? And Lila Fort, wasn't she yelling at people in the comments too?
She was. That's what I'm saying. It was very unhinged behavior that it would have made me uncomfortable being in a relationship with someone when you have your best friend who, for no reason, because we're on a TV show, had so much to say about me. And this, you know what, this actually reminds, that situation, except a little less extreme, remind me of Justine and Caleb. Because that was the last season of Love is Blind that I watched. And Caleb's best friend was also a female, and she spoke very negatively on Justine.
He's ready.
And when they broke up, had her mouth was going on, called Justine ugly. It was just a mess. She calmed down because they came off the show together. Because we all know how that ended. But she was very negative towards Justine, just not at the level that even Cookie was, but she was very negative towards her.
Yeah,
Cookie was a hot mess. Cookie was a hot mess. And I was like, is she in love? I felt like she was in love with him. And she was talking about, she had the nerve to say Shelly was ugly. Talking about Shelly's looks. She wasn't a good match. She was just had so much vitriol as air quotes his best friend. And it was a lot.
Hello? Hi, Aaron.
Hi,
Can
Aaron.
you guys hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
I updated my stupid iPad and it was giving me all kinds of drama. Ugh.
Okay, and then you put vinegar in there too.
Sorry, not you, Aaron. I just saw a picture of Cookie.
Exactly.
I know why. I know why sorry. Has it sorry?
Yeah, sorry, yeah.
I know why she said what she said.
Yeah.
Go look at that girl.
I'm not buying what they're selling. I think this breakup is fake. It's fugazi. It's bogus. Ace is going to try to link up with Nick to get rehabbed. She's going to try to link up with Ola to get rehabbed. And they'll be together by New Year's.
Are you going with, oh yeah, he's 20 minutes away.
That's an interesting take.
I'm just not buying it. I'm not buying they really broke up.
Yeah.
I think the GoDaddy deal and the Hyundai commercial sent them spiraling. The last time she was on live, Shelly was begging her followers to help her get brand deals. And every time she turns around, Ola and Nick are getting new brand deals. Ace was on a live screaming to his people that he wasn't getting any brand deals and acting like it wasn't affecting him while he was dancing around begging for gifts. There's no way. They are trying to rehab their reputations and reboot themselves and save themselves so they could get the deals they always wanted. They'll be back together in 2026. I feel it in my bones. If she doesn't hop off the fence and go find the white guy she's always wanted. Who said that?
Or, you know what? I could totally see some. What if she went and hooked up with Sierra for a couple months? Like, that could be crazy. What if she did that? That's totally speculative and allegedly, but there was the whole post from Sierra where she was like, a date night with my girlfriend, post Villa. And so maybe, hey, who knows? Maybe she'll explore that life. Who knows? She wanted Nick low-key. Cookie was making threats to Shelly's mom and called her out her name. Yeah, she did. Leah, Olinda, Teen Vogue, Shelly Ace, Crown Royal,
Or
Sponsored Coup.
or Shelly could go and get herself a nice rich stud from the WNBA and be
Right.
fabulous for a while.
She could. She could.
Oh, that's true, because she is, uh, she does fall. Didn't she have a relationship with a woman right before this?
Thony, you're
Yeah,
so
she
late.
did.
You're so late, Thony, that you may or may not know that Shalace is no longer. It was Shalace in 5 months, and they broke. Shelly just announced their breakup on an interview with Page Six this morning.
I can't believe she did that. She announced it publicly. That's why I don't think it's real. That's why I think it's totally fake. I'm just not buying it. They've lied too much for me to believe anything that they're saying.
Well, it didn't seem like when I saw the clip that she wanted to reveal it. The interviewers were kind of pressing and being like, "Oh, so you guys are gonna move in?" So, and she was trying to dodge it initially, and then it was like she kind of then had to say, because they started with like, "Oh, how's that?" She was like, "Oh, he's good." And then they're like, "Oh, you guys moving in? Are you talking about like those types of questions?" She was just like, and then it was like, well. And the interviewers picked up on her energy, and they're like, "Is everything okay?" And then that's when she revealed it. It wasn't like she came out and said it. They asked her a couple questions that got to like her energy was clearly different. The way she was kind of skittish, that she kind of had to say it.
That's awkward.
Yeah, that's really awkward.
Ugh. Oh, so it sounds like she was a little confused on how to speak on it. Yeah. I mean, I still, like I said, I still side-eye that this is not something where maybe they ended it because things weren't going well with the brands and all that stuff, but then later on they may come back together. I don't know.
I don't Twitter. They said they're crashing out on Twitter. I bet.
Yeah.
I was on Twitter, and they were crashing out big time, and that's when I said, let me run and see if my people are on TikTok and see what they're saying. And lo and behold, you guys were here. Thank you very much.
Right?
What are they saying on Twitter? What are they saying on Twitter?
They don't believe it. They can't believe it. They're blaming Shelly.
Yeah.
They're blaming Shelly for it. They're not blaming Ace so far. Some people are blaming Ace. The Nicolandrias are actually sympathetic. They feel bad for Shelly, but some of us, like me, have hardened their heart. And I'm like, no, she was too quiet for too long, which means she was complicit. I don't feel sorry for neither one of them. If their scheme had worked out with Speedy, this wouldn't be happening. They'd be dancing on the ashes of Nicolandria and going about their merry way. So I'm sorry. I can't win. It is what it is. When you do ugly things, it comes back on you. This is karma.
I mean, it also in the interviews, it sounded like it's. I don't know. Once again, we don't ever know anything, but it seemed like maybe Shelly maybe chose to end it, but it also seemed like maybe they had been having some like issues, because she was like, relationships are hard, it can be difficult. They going through a lot, so I don't, you know what I mean, type of energy. So we'll see. I think whether they come back together or not depends upon now what happens. Meaning, will Ace put out? Will he go do a Speedy interview to tell his side? Will Cookie start maybe speaking low-key on his behalf while he keeps his hands clean, right? To talk negatively about Shelly or spill the tea or whatever. I mean, I think aftermath will dictate if there's any possible reconnection in the future.
And I'm with you.
I just saw your message. They're blaming Ace on Twitter because they're saying if he hadn't done the Speedy interview, none of this would have happened.
Oh.
If he had stayed, a true friend to Nicolandria, that they would all be, working together and getting deals together.
That's
and
fast.
they feel like Ace sabotaged their whole momentum. So that's what they're saying on Twitter. But they're saying a whole lot of stuff. They're just
Are they still blaming Shelly too?
They're blaming Shelly. Well, the ones that love Ace are blaming Shelly. The ones that love Shelly are blaming Ace. It's a very strange group because the Shalaces a lot of them do not like them together. They like one or the other. They don't. There's some of them that don't like both, and I always thought that was very strange.
And that's what I fear about the Nicolandrian and some of those, like the Ola dolls and all them. Like that they just need to go away, because these people that don't like one or the other is just not good for a couple in general.
True.
In general.
I don't get the whole deal. The one thing I will say, Nicolandrians are Nicolandrians. They like both of them. I kind of try to keep my distance from the Ola dolls because they on one.
Yeah, they sure are.
And it's...
Well, I didn't know if they were going to create an opportunity, because that would help Shelly. I feel like that would really help Shelly if that happened. And maybe she's wise enough to know that.
And that's exactly why I think this is a whole scheme, because I hope this isn't a way for Shelly to get back into Ola's good graces and for Ace to go to Nick for advice per se, like they did in the island, and then all of a sudden everybody becomes one big happy family again. I don't want to see that, because I don't trust Ace and I don't trust Shelly. But they would use to get Ola to fix themselves up and to do a reboot of their whole reputation.
But I don't see either of them going for that. Landria's mom has made it clear. Landria's made it clear.
You see, I do. It's the Christmas season, and Nick and Ola are soft-hearted. They are.
That's the thing.
I could see them getting bamboozled, led astray, run amok. Yes, thank you, Malcolm X. To get them to go, put your arm around, because Nick loved Ace. Nick's father loved Ace. If Ace had a good crying game, an excuse, I could see them wrapping their arms around him and going, dude, it's going to be all right. I'm going to help you get Shelly back. He can do that. I love her. And they could, I'm telling you, this is a scheme made up by Todd. Y'all laugh at me. This is a scheme made up by Todd for them to run the okie doke. And I don't trust them. I'm sorry. I don't.
I get that. But maybe with Nick, I don't know, because Nick's sister was pretty vocal when everything happened. But Alandria's mom has been quite vocal. And when Alandria and Shelly were at the LA Chargers game, in the same box,
they didn't speak. And
Alandria's mom
was with her.
They didn't speak. They didn't take a picture. I just don't see Alandria's mom. And I feel like this entire situation, where pretty much just about everyone in the cast burned both of them. Like, Nick knows how to be a little more professional. Alandria just doesn't seem to engage with anybody, really. I just don't see Alandria's mom, like, allowing it, so to speak.
I hope you guys are right, but there's a point where you could cry on my shoulder and the Black Sisterhood is going to come out, because I've fallen for it. I've gone, oh girl, I got your back, and got burned again. I'm not 27 anymore, thank God. But been there, done that.
I mean, I see both ways happening. I do say that it is interesting that Ace's sister is following Nick. That is a little concerning. Wow. That's what I had just heard. I don't know if it's true or not, but if it is, that's a little concerning. But yeah, and it's also concerning that Olandria's sisters are getting bullied by Shalace fans.
Yeah, it's a lot of concerning shit. I can't believe it.
Yeah, Ola is grown and her mom can't tell her who to be friends with, but I will say that when you are close, especially when you have a black mom and a black daughter and you're close like that, and they're so close in age-wise, like we forget they're only 15 years apart. I think Olandria does listen a lot to what her mom says, and it was pretty evident because in the villa, she was very concerned about what her mom thought with her in regards to Nick and her dad.
Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe part of Ola misses her friendship that she had with Shelly, and that would soften her and get back with her. I'm just speculating, but I'm hoping she doesn't get burned again. I say love them and wish them well from a distance.
Yeah.
I think she does. I think how, again, the way so many of the cast turned on them was, I think, an eye-opening experience for both of them. And Alandria has made it very clear in her interviews, talking about her, and then now probably coming out, and in comparison to her real friends she had before and how hard they go for her, there's just no comparing. And so that's why I just don't see Alandria going back. She's going to be cordial. She's going to be professional, but that's just who she is, and that's the right thing to do as she continues her trajectory. But I just don't see them, I don't see her having that shoulder open.
I think the thing for me is I feel sad for Shelly because she is a beautiful girl. She does seem like a sweetheart. This is the thing. This is the person that I liked from the get-go. But she chose to be with a man who just didn't protect her at all. Not from his own fans, not from his friends. I mean, just didn't protect her at all. But she chose that life. And so I kind of I wish you well, just well over there.
Agreed. I wish Shelley well as also. I'm not a fan, but I want good things for her. But I think this also goes to show you, as most people know, you don't know what's going on in any of these relationships. I know people, make the comparison. Nick and Alandria don't spend time together. This couple does. There was a proposal. They spent Thanksgiving together with their families, and then a couple can break up. I watch a lot of reality dating shows. They can be posting happy anniversary to the love of my life, and then 2 days later we're getting a divorce or we're breaking up.
Or they can have a kid.
No.
Or they can have a kid. With the Love is Blind people.
Well, Love is Blind, I always, especially the first season, always was going to be different from every other season because they didn't think the show was ever even going to come out. And the show only came out because of COVID. So they were a year and a half choosing to continue, not expecting any fame. Where Love Island is now, people do go on there to, a certain level of trying to get fame.
Oh, totally. Has it always been content creators?
Yeah. Well.
Yes, and if you think about it, similar to how The Bachelor has evolved, realistically, no 9 to 5 is going to let you go off for who knows how long. If you make it to the end, or you could get voted off early, right? Like a lot of people on The Bachelor talked about their jobs being like, do you really like this person? Or do you think he's going to pick you? Or she's going to pick you because your 2-week vacation is up. It's very hard to have a 9 to 5 and go on these shows, which is why it's become influencers, because their job, you make your own schedule. It allows that. But there are a lot of people, who work a 9 to 5 who try to do these shows, and their jobs literally are calling them and being like, when are you going back to work?
Right, right.
Do you really like this guy?
Like even Ethan mentioned that. Elon. Was it Elon? The other Nick.
Yeah, Elon.
Yeah, Elon mentioned that. Because he had taken off for it, and then he decided to stay off to see where, this 15 minutes can go.
Wait a minute, Elon, is he still with 404?
They never were together.
Oh, she was just riding on his bike. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, she was just in Florida on her way to the Bahamas.
And I think she just wanted to see a friendly face, and I think he probably saw. I think his heart is very Gemini in the sense of he saw the duality of, hey, she's going through a time. I want to be nice, but at the same time, I'm not falling for her whatever antics that she may have up her sleeves.
Right.
Makes sense.
Because he's a smart guy, too. He's a smart dude.
He's
Very.
a sweetheart. I think he's a cute guy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed. And he went back to his 9 to 5, right? And I agree with this comment. Alindria talked about in the Trish Cyrus interview that her job was, they were willing to hold her position for her. And again, that's very rare. And
It is.
Austin said that's why he and Alindria bonded, because they were the only two who were coming from real, like, jobs. Whereas everybody else was already kind of modeling, influencing, something like that. But he was like, we bonded over the fact that we were pretty much the only ones who worked real jobs and were coming from real jobs. More
Right.
like full-time model / influencer / whatever.
And most large companies have, they call them leave of absences, and they have to fall under certain criteria, like education, things like that. They have to kind of fall under, they have to fall under like some sort of criteria. And being on a reality show just isn't one of those criteria listed yet.
Yeah. I like
so
that.
that's part of the reason. Look at me putting my HR hat on. Part of the reason why, you see a lot of, and I'm with you. You're starting to see a lot of content creators because they can't get their companies to agree with their leave of absence.
Right.
That means that they're just going to hold the job. They're not paying them, but they're just and they're not giving them any of their, vacation time or anything like that. But they hold their job, and a lot of companies can't afford to do that because that affects their staffing, that affects their head counts, which then affects their productivity. So they're just not going to do that.
Right.
Yeah. I think the easiest two shows would be Married at First Sight and Love is Blind, because they go back into the real world, right? They're in the pods for a certain amount of time, then they go on those like honeymoons, but then they all come back to their real life and their real jobs. So if you are trying to go on a reality dating show and you want 9 to 5 people, those are the two shows to try to do that.
Ready to Love is the same too. Ready to Love
Yes,
is
yes,
your 9 to
yes.
5, and go back and forth.
Okay, did it help your polyps?
Well, if Love is Blind, the last 2 seasons weren't so freaking crazy, I might be willing to go back.
Well, I think to me, love it shows the epidemic of some of what's going on with like red pill content and just how hard it is. And again, after the first season, they saw the way Lauren and Cameron blew up. People don't realize that was never going to happen again. No other couple is going to reach their heights, because people could feel the authenticity just from that entire season. Because, Amber and Barnett are also still together. And before them, all live in Atlanta, hang out, now each have a kid. So, and have been married for a few years now.
7 years?
Right?
5 years? 5.
They got married in 2018.
18.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
7 years.
Tiffany and Brett are still married too, but they don't live in Atlanta.
They are.
No. They live in, they actually live in Portland now. My old home state town.
Okay. I wonder if they offered them money to try to revisit and do a show around Lauren and Cameron having a new baby.
They've offered them money several times, and I know that they've turned it down because they can actually make more doing the things that they're doing.
Yeah, good for them.
That's good.
But I know that they've turned down several things. I still hope they revisit the Nicolandria interview thing, but he said that he needs to get a good sponsorship enough to do it.
Let's see. Charlie's back. I guess it's me. I'm catching every other word. It's driving me insane. Oh, no. All right, is your guys' volume something weird, you guys?
No, I can hear you.
No, I'm not catching every other word.
That is weird. Yesterday I was in Lorena's live and it went silent on my side. And I was like, oh, this is awkward silence. Let me feel it, because I'm one of those kind of people. And so I just started talking, and I was talking and talking and talking. And then come to find out, just on my end, for some reason, the whole panel was mute. And it wasn't because anybody pressed a button. It was just like one of those glitchy things. Okay. It was just like one. Okay, be safe. It was just like one of those glitchy things that happens, and they were like, "Why did you cut Vibe off?" I was like, "My bad," because I couldn't hear anything. So I didn't know if that was happening to somebody else right now.
Somebody's listening on YouTube because of that.
Oh, you're listening on YouTube because that's crazy. That's weird. So I'm on, yeah, because I am on YouTube right now simultaneously. And have you guys been hearing everything okay over here on the YouTube? Those leaked text messages about haters trying to bring Nick down by setting up schemes is insane. So sick. True, people break up all the time. Yeah. What the hell is the subreddit one? I don't know. On the Doppelganger subreddit is disgusting. Reddit should be shut down. So I guess they're going crazy in Reddit too. I believe Ola and Nick.
Yeah, EJ went ham last
Oh my
night.
God,
It was
EJ Taylor's day one number one hater guy. Yeah.
Okay, back up. What happened with EJ?
EJ went off last night
Oh my God.
about Stephanie with the deets.
Aaron, you sound far away.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. EJ went crazy last night because of Steph with the deets, crying over being doxxed. With the whole thing about the picture that they chopped to make Molly look like Nick and Molly were fooling around.
Oh, she got doxxed?
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Good.
Yeah. She got doxxed, and then Becky was crying, trying to play victim, and EJ went to her live and let her have it. He's like, I'm done with you people. You're no better than her. All you guys do is spread toxicity, and you come after people, and now you want to play victim. That's not how it works.
I sent Messy Becky a text or a message, I want to say, because I don't follow her, but I heard that she was clipping me and somebody else on another live, and we were talking about mental health, and she turned around and then clipped it, or somebody clipped it and then said something like what I said was not even remotely close to it. So I sent her a message. I said, I don't even know who you are, but I hear that my name is in your mouth, and so I want to explain to you, here's what happened. And I said, just for food for thought, you might want to get all the information before you do this, because this is going to come back on you. And one of these days you're going to mess with an auntie with money, and they're going to, Meg the Stallion just won. And I said, you just be careful about what you do, because that's not cool. But here's what happened. And she immediately blocked me, and I thought, okay, moving on. And now all of a sudden, she's crying over the same exact thing that I told her to watch out for.
And that's crazy. That's exactly what EJ said last night. He said, you guys go around clipping people, editing people, and making up your own discourse and your own narrative when it's not the truth. And then when it's flipped on you, you guys can't take what you've just dished out. He said nobody was crying when they doxed me. Nobody was crying when they doxed Nick and his whole family. But now you guys want sympathy because you're getting a taste of what you put out there. That's not how this works. Oh, EJ went ham.
And so what did they say to that? And
she was stuttering and sputtering and saying that's not true. I'm defending him. I don't know why you're saying this. I feel scared. You're frightening me. I said, oh Lord.
Oh no, not the white woman.
Yes.
Not the white. Oh
yes,
Lord.
She took it there. He said what he had to say. He left. He spoke his piece and left. She stayed there and lingered on with her people, and then she was going on and on about how he frightened her and all this stuff.
And what did the other people say? Because all the other people on her panel are black.
I don't know if there was about 3 other people on the panel. I saw a part of it, and then I crashed. And then when I came back, he wasn't in her room anymore. He was back on he restarted his live and finished what he had to say. But she was in her room crying about, I don't understand why everybody's coming at me. Why are they coming at Steph? We're trying to fix things. I said, no, Steph sent out an edited picture on purpose to drive a narrative that Nick was cheating. Nick has been with, about 4 different women.
And they're all white.
Yep, he's been with Andy Cohen. They got Nick looking like a 304, not a 404. They got him looking like a 304.
Right.
And what's funny is the narrative is never that Nick is with another black woman. It's always a blonde.
Right.
It's always a blonde, an Aryan nation. It's always the blonde hair, blue eye. That's who he has to be with. I'm surprised they haven't said he's been with Iris yet.
Right.
Especially since her and TJ like to
Now
keep their
that one,
nachos.
they were saying that towards in the finale. They were just like, "Oh, he really wanted Iris all along." Da 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 da. Oh Lord.
No, it was the other way around. It was Iris wanted Nick. That's why she said
she did.
Said to 404 about him kissing Ola. She was as angry about that as anything.
She was, huh?
She was pissed.
She was.
Because she was like, God. Well, because she was like, wait, so I could because remember when Iris came in, that's who she wanted to talk to.
Right.
When you come in as a bombshell, you say who the person you're interested in or who the person you want to know. That's who she wanted to like get to know and talk to. So Iris, I don't like to really speak. I don't really speak negatively on other islanders, but let a celebrity look her way and possibly show her interest, and TJ, you are gone.
Oh yeah, gone with the wind.
Oh yeah, he's out of here.
He's so boring. It's like watching paint dry.
Is it me? Okay, you guys, I hate doing this again, but I just want to make sure it's not just me. But is it me, or he just did a over the shoulder with Iris video the other day, and I didn't even post about it because, girl, you're being petty. That's what I told myself.
No, you are not being petty. I saw that and I was like, somebody gotta say something.
Okay, I wish it would have been me because I didn't say anything because I was like, yeah, they either want me to say something or I'm being petty. Was my choices.
All I have to say is, speaking of who you have pictured here, said whose butt looked like water when it moved. And it didn't look like water when he picked her up over the shoulder.
Right.
Nope. No movement.
No movement.
I mean, whose butt looked like that's why they call them clappers?
Someone said Iris's butt looked like that?
No. So Shelly, when the Meg Thee Stallion challenge was going, Shelly said Olandria's butt moves like water. Nick put Olandria over his shoulder, and in that fixture shirt edit, you get her butt kind of moves. And so TJ's trying to like rehash some nachos that are stale and borrowed and Timu nachos, and it didn't move.
At first, them copying, now it's getting a little weird.
It's getting
It was never cute. It was never cute.
It's getting like 404.
It's giving syndrome.
I had told someone that in England, this is the same thing the British family did to
Mary Scott. Yep.
No, to Megan.
Oh, to Megan. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Look, I went back further. I went back further to Mary Scott of England. Because that's what they did to her, too. The Black Royal. And they took that whole shit from her and painted her white in the pictures. They sure did.
Yup, they did this to Megan. They started dressing Kate like Megan. So every time if you went to access that outfit, instead of Megan popping up, it would be Kate that popped up. It was intentional to replace Megan. It was very methodical that she started doing everything Megan did in order to replace her. So if you ever did a search, instead of seeing Megan, you would see Kate. And this is what TJ and Iris are doing to Nick and Olandria.
But it didn't work.
No, it didn't work.
It actually backfired.
And it's backfiring on TJ and Iris too. Cause
exactly.
They're seeing what's going on and going, wait a minute, this isn't cool.
Well, TJ and Iris are also having to do a bit more right now because they are filming after the villa. So, right, they have to convince, especially Iris. And even though I will say, I thought she had the stronger connection with TJ over Pepe. I felt it with TJ. I didn't feel it with Pepe. I felt like Pepe was actually more into her than she was into him because she was crying over TJ. But like she has to convince us because she left the show with Pepe on after the villa. which they are filming right now. So.
Understand with Iris. The same thing I didn't understand with Hannah. Both of them were crying over their prospective couples when their men left so hard, but they hopped into bed with Pepe so quick. I don't get it.
Well, Pepe must
They
have
both
something,
did jump
also,
on Pepe.
They did, but Pepe must have something. Well, Hannah hopped into bed with Pepe before Charlie even left.
Yeah, remember?
From what I remember.
Hannah kept stealing kisses with Pepe.
Yeah.
Hannah was about that life.
But then we also have to remember. But then we also have to remember Hannah. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say we also have to remember Hannah and Iris are also white women. Their tears just fall very quickly and easily, as we know. So them bawling their eyes out just as their natural way of being. I'll say that.
And since you brought it up, I also think that's why they both jumped so quick. And a little bit of me feels like that is part of why they could jump so quick. Because the black ladies never jumped anywhere the whole time.
No, even Clark. All the black ladies kept their legs closed.
Yep.
God bless them.
So I don't mean to start a race
exactly
war or
why they
anything.
jumped so
I'm just
quick.
noticing behavior and patterns clearly established. That's
So-
all.
So, is there anything on Twitter or anything? Does Ace have a response to this breakup, or is Shelly just having to carry this all on her own?
Well, I haven't been on Twitter for a while, so I don't know what's going on. I'm sure it's a madhouse. I have to take that place in small doses because it's crazy over there.
Yeah, and I wouldn't know.
Twitter, so-
Somebody needs to find out for us. Please.
I was just curious because I'm like, okay, once again, she's having to do all of this stuff on her own because when they
All
first
the
got out of
heavy
the villa, Shelly was doing all the interviews and Ace was nowhere to be found, but then all of a sudden had the time and the space in the interview to get on to Speedy.
Ooh,
And
you
what's
just
funny
stopped
is
me.
Yes, and that was funny to me because I said he didn't go with her through the whole press junket, but he had time to blow up their momentum at one interview with that nut job Speedy. He just tanked their whole thing, and now he's quiet again. But he had something to say at Ebony, and the thing that's funny is he said they were all cool, that he was cool with Nicolandria at the Ebony Awards, and then for Billboard, you guys are telling me he started being snarky again. So was it cool or wasn't it cool?
It wasn't cool. He was being fake, as we saw him do. He didn't want to do the press tour with her because he was mad at production because he thought production was going to edit him in a positive light, considering he was helping them with Taylor and playing Alandria and doing all these other things. So he was just like, well, if I'm helping you, of course you guys are going to make me look good. And they didn't, and he was enraged.
And I think this is... Go ahead.
No, I'm done. Sorry.
Well, I'm sorry to interrupt. And I was going to say, and I think that's the reason why Revolt took that video down of him, before that award show saying, yeah, we've made up, but I can't, for reasons I can't say, I'm not allowed to say what I said, I can't say the apology out loud. I had to do it behind closed doors, and everybody's like, what?
Right.
And then we all tried to find that, and you couldn't find it, so they must have taken it down.
I have it on my page. I have it.
Oh, you have it?
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I have it. I can't show it. I'll repost it.
But they took it down, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
Curves?
You couldn't find it after that.
Couldn't find it
anywhere. And I only had it because I happened to screen record it when it did it.
So I'm wondering if that's part of the reason why they took it down. I bet you they're happy they took it down now in light of this breakup.
Right?
Silly rabbit, tricks are for kids.
All the time.
Tricks are for kids. Oh boy, what a mess.
What a mess. What a message. Man.
Season 7 is the gift that keeps on giving. I tell you what.
6, 7.
See, I guess I don't see it as a mess because for me, realistically, I've always been like, let's see where any of these couples are 2 years from now.
Yeah.
Being realistic. With Shelly and Ace, realistically, she is 28 years old and he is 23, and this is his first girlfriend. Just that dynamic alone, I didn't see it lasting long term. And Taylor and Clark are you know, I even feel this way about like nicolandria. Like, you don't know. Let's 2 years from now is then we can start to say people in their 20s coming off of a dating show where fame does pull you in. Sometimes the pressure of the fans to say anybody's going to be together forever is just like naive.
Speaking of Taylor and Clark, does anybody think that because they did do so many, they were like in cahoots the whole time? So do you think they're in cahoots now and now he can finally let go of Clark too? Or do you think that's real?
Yep, I think they're gonna
I think she's gonna let go of him.
Yep.
I actually, of all the couples, they're the ones I saw getting married, if I had to pick one. And the reason why I say this is because Clark, to me, wants a lifestyle, and Taylor provides that. We know he's a gift giver. That's his love language. That's also his threat. And he provides that. So I could see them possibly going the distance. But then again, we see where they are in 2 years. Because people think visiting family, doing things with family, which, sometimes usually is a sign of something going. But, like, I've seen too many of these couples do all this stuff, and then you see, we're breaking up. Wait, I thought, weren't you just having Thanksgiving together? Like, what just happened?
Yeah.
So, you just don't know.
I don't know. With that couple, they may go the distance, but I think there are a lot of things with Taylor that he has not discovered or unpacked about himself. I'll just say it that.
I agree. Well, you have a point, because Clark looks like a pick-me that wants to be kept. She's looking to be a kept wife. And Taylor has the bank account where it's the inheritance to give her the life she wants. But if something bigger or better comes her way, I can see her jumping ship.
Yeah, I think it'll depend upon what the bigger or better is. I know a lot of people are like, oh, she's going to go for an athlete, but if I was her, there's more safety in being with a Taylor than being with an athlete who is definitely going to be cheating all the time.
Well, like, yeah, I agree with that, but I don't. Here's why. Again, there have been a lot of things said about Taylor and his sexuality that makes me think, okay,